Come on, man.
Hi, Captain.
See you, what up? Adam, what up? Look, yeah, the mic's hot, baby, take no days off. Them other pods, everything that they say soft. No plays off, no plays off. Yeah, the mic's hot, baby, take no days off. Them other pods, everything that they say soft. Adam, see you, this is Thor, it's no plays off.
No plays off. How are you? Good to see you guys again. All right, so let's just get this out of the way. I got a cough drop in my mouth. I'm probably going to be just throwing these things in all throughout the next hour because Thorb, see ya. I don't know what's up. I'm just WebMDing this thing as I go along at this point. I don't know that I'm actually sick. I think I'm sick. I took a COVID test 5 minutes ago. That turned up negative. It could just be pollen allergies. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just know I don't really feel great. So this is going to be a real win for you because I like to believe, I'm phrasing that a very specific way.
I know you're going to say it's already false.
I like to believe that you guys prefer that I be here versus not, but I know you'd like me to talk less. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to talk less so that I don't hack up a lung everywhere. And yeah, three of us together again. How are you?
I have so many follow-up questions.
Great.
Somehow this is going to sound political, but like people still take COVID tests.
So
Is
my
that a
wife
thing?
pulled one out of the cabinet or whatever. I was like, really? Like, what's the point? Who tests for this anymore? She's like, I don't know. At least then you'll know what you're dealing with. Like, what's the? So it pops up and it says yes. What's the difference? Like, am I gonna live my life differently in some way if I know I have COVID versus I don't? Like, no. I mean, yeah, I don't even know the last time I took a COVID test. I have had COVID. I never had it. Like, I was never down bad. It was, I had it a couple times and it was like your common cold. But yeah, it's not. I'm not like gonna put out a memo to all the neighborhood kids and families and everybody that like may interact with my family and my children and be like, hey, listen, like nobody does that anymore.
I thought
I know something's up because I have a full body sweat right now just since this show started.
But yeah, let me just start by saying you've talked so much already.
Well, he had a follow up, and I'll sit out for a while.
Maybe you have the new one, the hantavirus or something. The rat boy one.
Hanta.
Yeah. Do hang out with Splinter.
Also, I have another follow up.
Sure.
Most cough drops have never really worked for me. I've had some like really bad coughs in my time, just like a lot of people do. For some reason, they can last for me for like 2 weeks where I'm coughing until like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
There's one cough drop ever that has at least moderately worked. And it's the most disgusting thing ever. It's called Fisherman's Friends. Have you ever had that?
I don't think so.
I see SBJ like basically doing the Arsenio with his fist.
Yeah. No,
it actually works.
I just ordered this on Amazon.
Yeah, those don't work, man. They might work a little bit, but I feel like they don't work.
The black Fisherman Friends are elite if you have coughs, like the best.
The originals.
Yeah.
Well, remember, it doesn't eliminate the cough. It's just supposed to soothe the throat.
I thought Sia was going to get into a whole big cough drop scenario why you shouldn't buy cough drops and they're a myth.
It's true to a large degree. Other than Fisherman's Friends, I think cough drops they don't dull it enough to matter, in my opinion.
Okay.
Another scam. We found another scam. Thanks,
Yet
Adam.
another scam in America.
Yeah.
Big cough drop had to get you.
Was that big cough drop coming for you? Was that did the wish list come out before the show today, by the way?
No, I did not publish the wish list today. I knew we were going to go back to gym etiquette to some degree. I'm like busy sweating my golf bets. I've got 2 3-balls out there. One's losing, one is winning. I've got my Corn Ferry Tour. You saw my MC Hammer tweet reference Kaufman, but I don't know that you saw the day before where I called who was going to win the Corn Ferry Tour event, the Knoxville Open. Cole Hammer, who was doing very well through round 1. I'm just throwing that out there. 33-1.
Perfect.
Stop talking about it.
Did you do a first round leader bet on him too?
I don't think that market's available for the Corn Ferry Tour. All you can bet on the Corn Ferry Tour is outright. And the messed up thing is you can't even live bet it. Like the odds are done now. You can't go back in and like hedge or anything like that.
Sean Beasy in the chat says, I bought some paper towels yesterday and thought of Sia.
See
that right there. And I don't think I am exaggerating when I say this. A comment like that is like the biggest win this show could ever hope for. That in your daily life, out of the supermarket or CVS or wherever you are, you pick up a roll of paper towels and Sia Nejad pops into your brain. Like that's a win for No Plays Off.
Thorb, yesterday I was at Lidl. Does everybody know what Lidl is?
Not a clue. Never heard of it.
It's near my gym. I can kind of walk there from the gym. And I bought a package of 3 sponges so I could do some hand washing. And it was the type of sponge that had the rough, the coarse side on one side,
that
and
type,
the spongy side on the other side. Just FYI. And they were the blue ones, not the green and yellow.
Yeah, those are hard to find.
Yeah, those are tough to find. Those are the rare ones.
No, let's not move the goalpost. I didn't say they were hard to find. Let's not do that because we can go back to that clip and talk about what we talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. The good news is that Sean Beasy bought the paper towels regardless of your thoughts. And I hope he bought a lot. I hope he bought way too many.
I bet he bought 1 or 2 or 3 rolls less. I bet he was like, you know what? A pack of 10 or 12 is excessive. I feel like I need them, but I don't need that many because Sia taught me a lesson. I'm going to get a package of 3. In fact, I bet you it was a package of 3. Let us know, Sean Beasy. Just
Japan,
the 3-pack.
Every time I wear a button-down shirt, I do the top button. I say, shout out, Sia Mac.
That's my man, Japan. That's a true story, by the way. He does do that. I've seen pictures of it. He sells cars, and he's really good at it.
He's really good.
How do you know? You ever see him in action, or does he just tell you he's good at it?
Well, I do a Discord for career building and motivation and things of that nature. He's in that Discord. He's on my Twitter spaces that I hold once every month or so. And he's actually sent me pictures. He's posted them on Twitter with the top button.
Yeah, I've heard that
he's sending you receipts of his car sales?
Yeah.
No, but we talk about it on the Twitter spaces. I don't think you go into a random Twitter space and decide to lie about car sales.
Yeah, it's like when a capper on Twitter says they're really good at betting. They usually always are.
Yeah, well, there's incentive to say you're really good at betting because you're trying to get people to follow you and pay for your service. There's not an incentive to go on a random Twitter space and be like, I sell a lot of cars. Will you please move to Tennessee so you can buy a car from me? Not a thing.
Tell your friends.
Lawyered.
SPJ's in Tennessee. I mean, not right now, but generally.
We'll get you a new Kia. SPJ, just a nice old Kia Forte. Is that a type of Kia?
That is a Kia. Good job.
I drive a Kia Telluride. Those are great cars.
Name another type of Kia.
Kia Stinger. Those are really great cars too, actually.
Never heard of that in my life. Hold on.
Yeah, it came out like 10, 12 years ago.
Kia Stinger?
Yeah, it sounds sweet.
It's actually really nice. It's so much different than like what you think of as a normal Kia. It's
That's
like
not
nice.
a bad car. That's not a bad car right there, the Kia Stinger.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel like just the look aesthetically? How do you feel about the direction a lot of cars have moved from, having door handles, like the physical handle you wrap your fist around and open the door versus the button that you push to open the door? But the smooth facade.
Yeah, I'd be anti-button too, for sure. Anti-button. Strong anti-button.
Anti-button.
I think anti-button looks really nice though.
No, I need to open my door. I don't want to press it open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things could go wrong with a button.
That's what I was going to say. Things can go wrong with a button.
Yeah.
They don't go wrong with door handles on a car, at least.
Shouldn't.
Push to start key is a different conversation, though. That I'm cool with, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't need it on the door.
How about those fucking Knicks, huh?
Series open, man. Sweep, gentlemen sweep. How fast is this going to go? How mentally broken are the Cavs?
I wouldn't even show up again.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
When you were down 22, what was your thought in that moment, Thor?
How much did you bet on the Knicks live?
I didn't do it at all. I stray from betting them a lot, actually, now. I get too scared. But I'll tell you my reaction throughout the whole game. So the last 7 games, I've watched the games with they were the easiest watches I've ever had in my life. First quarter, we were down a little bit, didn't really care. I was like, whatever. Second quarter, they started going up. I was like, okay, probably going to win. And then third quarter, I got very depressed and then just assumed that it was all out. I was watching it with my dad, actually. And then we were just like, okay. Well, actually, the second my dad came, we were up 8, and then they instantly started getting demolished. So I kind of told him to leave. but he did not leave. He stayed throughout the whole thing. And I didn't even really care anymore. I was like, all right, we're starting 0-1. It's not the worst. And then that was quite literally one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Brunson's a dog. And Brunson was actually playing horrible. Not horrible, but like pretty bad to his standard before that. And then just didn't miss a single shot. It was beautiful.
Well, there's 7.5 minutes left. You're down 22. At what point did your attitude turn to where it's like, okay, now there's 3 minutes left. They're down 5. I don't know. I'm making it up. But at what point did you say, now there's just no way they're losing this game?
Never thought they were going to win.
Really?
Never. Yeah.
Even in overtime?
Overtime, yes. Once it got there, I was cool. But never thought they were going to win. I thought that foul on Cat when OG was driving to nobody, there was just nobody there.
And he just pulled him away.
Dumbest thing. He commits the dumbest fouls I've ever seen in my life all the time. Usually in the first quarter, he'll get like 3 off the rip, off ball. He is a moron. I love him, but he's a moron. And that was once that foul happened, I was like, game over. He just ruined the whole thing.
You know what's interesting about that though? He pulled like whose arm did he end up pulling? I don't remember who it was, but it was obvious. And it was an obvious foul, and it was a dumb foul. He started to complain right after for a little bit, and then I think he just dropped it because he was like, yeah, I probably pulled that guy's arm. That happened to Wemby 6-7 times yesterday. Was it called once? Once?
Yeah. OKC, get him. Get him, see ya. What else?
Hardenstein literally pulled Stephon Castle's hair so fast and so hard that his neck and head snapped back like he had just gotten in the worst rear end collision of his life. Refs looking right at it.
Yeah.
No call.
No call.
Harrison Barnes doesn't even set a screen. He's just kind of standing there. And who was it? Cason Wallace literally just attaches himself to him and then flops backward. It was Isaiah Joe. Like a cartoon, like an actual like old school cartoon character. Foul on Harrison Barnes at a critical point in the game. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What is this?
That could be the first time in the history of this show we've gotten a curse word out of Sia.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
OKC gets to him, man. It gets to him.
Shouldn't they get to everybody though? Like, why am I the only person that's talking about this?
Haven't you guys
tell him, Sia? Tell him, Sia.
I just like it. I just really like it.
Have you seen the 45-second SGA foul baiting video that's been going around the last couple of days too? Just all the flops.
You can make that 45 minutes.
Even as someone who is an OKC defender as compared to you, SBJ, and so many others, it's getting harder to defend with some of the crap that's getting called for him.
It's not
bad.
Good.
It's bad.
It's not great.
I am happy the Thunder won last night, though. I want the Spurs to win. I got a ticket on the Spurs to win. All that.
I want a brawl,
but I want a series. Like I didn't want them to go up 2-0 in OKC. I like that it's a best of 5. I want this thing to go 6 or 7. I want a good, fun, meaningful series, really on both sides. And then the West inevitably kicks the crap out of the East. Sorry, Thorpe.
Hey, shut up. Also, for obvious reasons, I want those teams to kill each other in 7 games.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
If you're a Knicks fan, who would you rather play?
I don't know at this point. It was always the Spurs to me, and now I do not know. And frankly, I don't care because they're both really good. You just don't have to beat either one of them. So,
how many games do the Knicks dispatch Cleveland in?
2. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They're done. What is the L spread?
6.5, I think. It might be 7.5 at this point. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, it depends how they come out. I would almost wait because if they come out and look ready to go and they're actually, because I would just be so demoralized, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was so bad. It was like when the Pacers did it to us. Huh?
Sook in the chat. And no, Dick, I'm not feeling better.
It's 5.5 now.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why would it drop a full point?
Minus 108.
Is OG Anunoby out or something? Is there an injury?
I haven't seen the injury news.
I don't believe.
I can do a quick.
He played a lot towards the end of it. He didn't play a lot during the game and then played the entire end of it. And I think all of OT. which I thought was interesting. I'm worried.
Yeah,
no injuries for either team.
No, clean sheets.
Spooky, ain't it? I usually wait till I can get Knicks money line because I don't like to, because I'm not going to be upset, or I don't want to be upset that I lost money and they still won, but they didn't cover. I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
I'll take them if it gets to a money line thing. But I thought they were completely done and absolutely zero chance to win, so I never did it. Wish it did. Would have been cool. People got rich off of that.
Jason Harrod says
crazy numbers.
Jason Harrod says the line might have moved because Harden is out, which of course would help the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the joke.
Yeah, I saw a funny tweet about when he got 5 fouls, the Knicks were just praying he would not get the 6th.
Yeah, I retweeted that actually.
I forgot what it was exactly, but
it was the tweet of the night.
There's that trend that goes around, like someone says something and they respond with a picture, and what's that mean? Like that thing. Somebody's sent to James Harden one. He's just like he's just going like this, something like that on the court, and it's like, hey, can we get it on tonight? And you send the picture of James Harden. What's that mean? It means I'm not going to stop you.
But to be fair, like Brunson hit shots that should not have been hit. Like he was hitting backboard on like angles that I've never, like, it was crazy. Those were not easy
miserably
shots.
from 3 over the course of the game, but
so bad. They'll never shoot worse.
Couldn't miss in the last 5-6 minutes.
It was all
crazy.
him. It was all just him ISOing Harden, which they let him do for far too long. But like they also probably thought this game was wrapped up too. They just needed to not be stupid about it because they weren't like running out clock too much either. It was weird. And also Mitchell didn't shoot at all at the end of the game.
Right. They were ISOing Harden on the other end, like on offense. Yeah. And it's like Donovan Mitchell's on your team. Like he should get the ball sometimes too.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Do you guys feel like the outcome of this series will have any impact on where Giannis ends up getting traded this offseason?
No.
Like I could definitely see a world where if the Cavs do lose to the Knicks and they just continue in this sort of panicky trying to year by year reinvent themselves to take that next leap, extra step, which they just did, getting out of the second round finally. But ultimately, Giannis is going to dictate wherever he wants to go. This is the way it works anyway. If he wants to go to Miami, he'll go to Miami. But, if he does want to go to a contender and stay in the East, these two teams are obviously in that conversation. You could see him going to Cleveland as part of a Evan Mobley package or something like that.
I don't know. I can't really see him going to Cleveland. Can you see it? I don't know.
No. So if you have been in Milwaukee your whole career and you finally get out, you ain't going to Cleveland.
Well, I'm not saying he'd desire Cleveland, but I don't know.
He's not going there.
All right. If they offer the most compelling package, and
he's going to go to a big market. Like he doesn't have a no trade clause, does he? He might.
So. I mean,
I think he's going to Miami or New York or LA. Even
if he doesn't, I think he's dictating where he wants to go. So,
right.
New York, Miami, like you said, I do believe he wants to stay in the East. I don't think he's going to the West, and I certainly don't put any credence into the Boston stuff. So I think it's
Miami
pretty
would
short
be cool.
list.
Miami would be cool. I could watch that big old freak. You know what I mean?
Well, it'd
cool.
be cool for you because you'll be there, but he wouldn't win shit.
No. Yeah. But he might. They could do some weird shit.
They'd have nothing there to work with. Be him and Bam. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, they might have to give up Bam.
Nah.
Maybe. Probably. I don't know.
He can drop 83 on a whim. That guy.
Adam, changing the subject, you have NFL schedule reaction?
Not an overwhelming one. I mean, it's like 9 international games is absurd. That's just for the almighty dollar. As these fans in these various countries, continents don't really give a shit. This is just the NFL chasing money. And then, we've got, I don't even know how many dozen primetime games across obviously Monday, Thursday, but we've also got Wednesday and we've got Friday and we've got Saturday. Like the number of island games throughout this schedule is a record. It's nuts. But general team win totals, when I scan the board, I didn't see anything outrageous. No like huge perplexing outliers. What about you?
Well, there's some rest advantage stuff that I think is going to hurt a lot of teams. But Thorb, are you going to any of the Dolphins primetime games?
You silly man. You silly. I care so little about the Dolphins. I have not looked at their schedule for a single second. Haven't looked at all. Also,
how do you guys 4.5 or 5.5?
I think it's 4.5.
I don't know that either. I don't know that either. So how do you guys, because there's a lot of talk of all these island games, right? Whether they're like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Are you guys a fan of that or not a fan of that? Because I certainly have a take.
I think I'm going to be a hypocrite. I like surface value. Like you asked me today, May 22nd. I think it's incredibly stupid. We don't need the NFL every night of the week. But I promise you, when football season gets here, I'm going to want football games every night of the week. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. That's the same opinion. I mean, I like games as much as possible. I don't think it's good for the players, though. There's a lot of really good teams that are at a disadvantage because they're really good teams. And what I mean by that is they're featured in a lot of these games, but they have to kind of like cram them into a part of the schedule that they shouldn't be crammed into. And they have these terrible rest advantages, like the Chargers, for example. And this is from Warren Sharp, but I'm pretty sure they have the worst rest advantage in the entire NFL. This is a team that I thought might have like a sneaky Super Bowl, AFC contender spot, but they've got a tough schedule and they have the worst rest advantage versus every other team in the NFL. It's not great.
Okay. I would say give me a game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't really care. And I'm not friends with any of these players.
You're not a player safety guy.
Yeah, I'm not a player safety guy. Do whatever you want with these guys. I don't know. So yeah, I'll take as much games as I possibly can, because when you're just sitting there on like a Wednesday night and you ain't got shit going on, you're like, wow, it's pretty sick. We got an NFL game on tonight.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. I was thinking of bad teams just to say like a very bad game, and I immediately was going to say Jaguars. So that's where my mind goes. I guess they're not bad, but that's just how much I don't like them. See, it agrees.
Use SPJ's Titans. He's in the chat, says the Titans play every Sunday at noon, which, weird central bias, 1:00 for us East Coast people, or Eastern people. Titans play every game Sunday at noon. In a weird way, that's actually really helpful for a team. You agree?
Oh, I mean, there's nothing weird way about that. That is the most helpful thing you could possibly have as an NFL team. I mean, you're on your routine, your rest is good. I don't know where they are on the rest advantage. On the schedule, like strength of schedule wise, they're in the top half, easiest schedules, like right kind of in the middle. I mean, the question about the Titans is, does it matter? How good is this team? I don't know.
They get some nice offensive pieces if you believe in Cam Ward taking another step with Brian Daboll.
I have a theory on Cam Ward.
Okay.
And it's all going to fall on Daboll, unfortunately. I don't think Cam Ward's a great NFL quarterback. I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm just saying for a number one pick, I don't think he'll ever come close to living up to anything that resembles that.
Okay.
And I go back to I'm not looking at Tennessee first year. His days in Miami, of course, he didn't spend his whole career there, but I never thought he was like a top NFL type quarterback. I thought his decision making under pressure in particular was pretty bad. Now they've helped him a little bit this year, so we'll see what happens. I hope I'm wrong because I think Cam Ward's a great dude. I don't think that team is going to be good anytime soon.
Yeah, he could be very fun, but he's a risky boy, ain't he?
SPJ, your rebuttal.
See, I loved you for the Thunder take. I was really with you on that, and that ship sailed real quick. So
went and undid it all.
When just yeah. No, I mean, I could talk about this for a long time. Obviously, it's just going to totally hinge upon his development this year under Daboll's system, like you said. I'm a biased fan, so I think that he flashed a lot last year, and I don't think a lot of people actually watched 60 minutes every single Sunday of Titans football. So there's not a lot of people that sat and had to endure that. I know, right? Had to endure that insufferable pain for an entire season like I did last year. But he actually did get a lot better at the end of the season. Was top 5 in a lot of statistical categories against some really good defenses down the stretch, even though it didn't lead to wins. So maybe he ends up being okay. But I was with you. I didn't love the pick when they originally took him because I didn't like his college tape that much. But he proved me wrong last year, and I think he has a chance to be really good. But time will tell. We shall see, and I understand the take. But I'm with you on the Thunder. Fuck the Thunder.
There we go. See? A lot of F-bombs today. Big Cheesy in the chat says, sometimes you got to take Cia's NFL QB takes with a grain of salt. Of course, going back to my list, which was 100% accurate.
A new list going into the season.
That's a good call.
We should do that on a show. It'd be fun.
My list had 100% accuracy rating.
No, apparently it didn't. Not
right.
according to Big Cheesy. According to Big Cheesy, you suck. In your opinion, you suck.
He also says he's a pretty smart
and you're
bettor.
ugly.
He said Donovan Mitchell over 27.5 points tonight. That line seems high.
He'd better. I mean, honestly, like who else is going to reliably give you secondary scoring? You know, you
James Harden revenge game.
You can't count on Harden at 36 to drop 20. Maybe Mobley will, maybe Allen will, maybe Strus will, maybe Merrill will, but there's no reliable guy outside of Mitchell. Mitchell, if they want to win, if they want to even this up going back home, he'd better drop 30.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Or at least
if they want to win is not.
Way.
That's not a take though. If they want to win, he's got to drop 30 is not a take on the 27.5. I'm just saying 27.5 is a pretty high number.
I don't think so.
So you like the overs? You like the over as well?
I think if it were like if you said to me, "What's his points prop?" Maybe I would have guessed 26.5. Point is,
that's what it was game one.
Okay, so point is, I would have been in the ballpark. I don't think 27.5 is an egregious number. I would take the over. Yes.
Big Cheesy says Harden will be focusing on defense tonight. That's not a thing.
Can a brother get a OG 3 line? That's what I want to get at. That's what I want to get after. Let me look that up.
Point
that up.
I'm gonna ladder it too.
Well, I bet you
unrelated to this series, we just get an update from Shams that Jalen Williams day to day with his hamstring issue.
So non-factor. I think that Dylan Harper, I mean, he's good, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it materially changes the prospects of them winning that series without Jalen Williams, which I understand is like a crazy thing to say.
They won last night.
Yeah, but that wasn't because of Jalen Williams, and he wasn't good in game.
No, but that's my point. They won without having him.
Exactly. So the Dylan Harper thing, I think, is a really big deal. I think even Dylan Harper's a bigger deal than De'Aaron Fox for San Antonio. I think De'Aaron Fox is like very overrated. If Dylan Harper's not playing for the next 2 games and De'Aaron Fox is like 75% off his ankle, I think that's a big problem for the Spurs. And I love the Spurs in this series.
I like Dylan Harper a lot, by the way. Sorry. I'm also looking at
I've been riding his
OG3.
point
It's a good
now.
line.
What do you got?
So let me guess. 2+ is +1.
You're way off. So you're just so significantly off already.
It's not plus?
No.
Okay, so 3+
heavily for 2+ is
my bad.
Heavily
3,
minus. Yeah.
3+ is +1
40
27.
148.
Price is Right rules. Take it, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, what
Good
did
job.
you say?
Yeah, see it. You suck. Your takes suck, and you're ugly.
What did you say?
I said
He
140.
140.
Oh, nice. Not bad.
Great ladder opportunity. Let me tell you. I gotta say, how many minutes did he play last game? I'm gonna deep dive into this. I'll be back.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you just take your time.
Yeah.
Spurs -1.5 game 3, Adam. Your thoughts? Assume Dylan Harper's not playing and assume Jalen Williams is not playing. Assume De'Aaron Fox
is questionable until they rule him out again.
Yeah.
Give me OKC. Sorry, I'm not Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bet it. I'll put it that way. It's a stay away spot for me, and I will be heavily rooting for the Spurs. But I guess if you gave me $100 and forced me to place the bet, I would take the Thunder.
Yeah.
Ooh. OG
I'd be on the Spurs.
34 minutes. OG played 34 minutes last game. That's too many minutes coming off the hammy. That's settled down. But also, that 3 line, automatic now. It's automatic. Purely automatic.
Do you continue to mine shaft unders on Holmgren points? Is he just going to be a non-factor in this series? The line is getting lower every game. I think it's 13.5 for this one.
It was 13.5 for game 2. I thought, because I did a show earlier today at 12. I'm pretty sure it might have even gone up. It might be the Jalen Williams factor. It might be 14.5.
I'll look.
In which case, yeah, I do like the under. I think San Antonio wins game 3. I do think this comes down to the refs a little bit. Like in San Antonio, I don't think the official. Yeah, 14.5. I don't think the officials. I think they're going to be keying in on some of the cheap stuff on Wemby down low, like that Hardenstein was doing. I don't think they're getting the flop calls. They'll get some of them, but I don't think they'll get a majority of them. I don't know. I think the officiating, because San Antonio is at home, kind of skews San Antonio's way.
I feel like the first game was called very solidly, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be like kind of let the boys play situation. And then, I mean, I don't know.
It was. And then in game 2, they really let them play. And they were like, I mean, you saw all the ones where they were like just pulling on Wemby's arm under the basket. I mean,
yeah. I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, because I prefer that type of calling. But, you know, I mean, at that point, you should try to foul a little more yourself, you know, give that a go. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Away from home, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough.
I know we've been bouncing around what we do here on the show. I'm going to take another cough drop. I'm going to pull us back to the NFL for a second. I know the answer is no from Thor, unless you surprise me. But Sia, how deep a gander have you taken at week 1 lines? Anything that you would invest in early?
No. So funny enough, I did a segment on week 1 lines a week ago, like right when the schedule came out.
Yeah.
But I personally didn't, because I'm looking it up right now. I personally didn't pay much attention to it. Like I didn't really look at it myself. Is there anything that looks good for you? Because I'm going to look at it in a second.
So I wrote an article for Fantasy Life, actually,
Nice.
with my favorite week 1 plays. And
Flex.
yeah, thank you. And I gave out, you can find it. It's available to you on the internet. Just search it. I gave out 5 plays that I like for week 1.
Are they all against the spread or some totals?
All spread. I did.
Okay.
I'm not a big totals bettor in the NFL to begin with. That is that's very week to week for me.
I'm not either. Can I guess some of the ones as I look live? Can I guess some of the ones that you might be on?
Absolutely. And I'm going to pull up my article because I am not 1,000% sure I remember them all. No, I remember them all. I do.
I see the Rams -2.5. Is that one of yours?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured it would be. Okay, that's Thursday.
The Seahawks play like some bums, and they're only 4.5. That's a pretty good one.
3.5 at DraftKings.
Ooh,
Adam, that was not
better.
one of them. You avoided your New England Patriots?
I did. Yeah.
Shocking.
Listen, I'm waiting for, I mean, everyone and their mother knows that AJ Brown is going to be a Patriot by then too. So I don't even want to get involved with that line right now.
I do
Bengals
feel like
3.5.
Oh, Bengals 3.5.
No. I mean,
No?
I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just not one of the plays I gave out.
No offense, but if we were chasing some lines that looked real good, that could be sucker lines, you might be taking the Bears on the road -2.5 at Carolina.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah.
That is a sucker line. Yeah.
Again, you're targeting market inefficiencies at this point, fellas.
All right.
Saints +7.
No, I don't believe in the Saints. I don't believe in Kellen Moore. I don't believe in Shuck. I don't believe in no.
It's too
All right,
many points.
here's the next one.
Okay.
Because you're not going to just take favorites because you'll lose credibility.
Sure.
Yeah.
Steelers are at home laying 3. You're on the Falcons plus the points.
Yeah.
3 for 3.
That's good.
It's pretty impressive.
Do we
Thank
think he's just reading my article?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm literally looking at the DraftKings odds.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
really funny if I was like trying to sell it like that.
Yeah. Wait, now this one's a long shot.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Let me give you a reason too.
I'm guessing you would have avoided the Titans-Jets game. Let's go to, so the Packers are -1.5 at Minnesota. I don't know about that. All right, are you laying the points with the Chargers -11.5?
No,
It's too many points, isn't it?
too many points.
Yeah.
Can't go 4 for 4.
Well, I think I would have gone 4 for 4, but
spread right now.
yeah, I didn't want to take too much time. I want the show to flow, so I'm kind of rushing my 4th and 5th here, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of down to the end. So
Yeah, you're running out of choices.
Cowboys on the road?
I feel like he's going to
-2.5?
fade the Giants. That's where I was going to go.
You want me to just tell you at this point?
Sure.
Yeah, you can tell us at that point.
Broncos +3
I
at
like
Kansas
that.
City.
That's what I was looking at.
Why didn't you guess? Where was your guess at?
Well, I was trying to think of what you like, dude. I don't know your brain.
So on DK, I'm just saying on DK, that's 2.5 right now, but I'm sure it's 3 in a lot of other places because it's even money. So I didn't see the 3, but I like that.
I'd be taking the
other one. This one, like I like to, when I do something like this, I like to, come up with my thoughts, put my article out, and then Google around and see what other articles say and see if people think the same way. This one seems to be somewhat controversial compared to other people's early plays. I have Bills money line. A lot of people like the Texans in this spot. I've got Bills money line as my other play.
I don't hate that.
Who's at home?
Houston.
Yeah, I like the Texans. That defense is so loaded.
It's great defense.
It's too good.
Can't deny that.
But it's very hard for a defense to repeat the shit they did the year before. It always is.
That's true, but I don't know that that's the case. Like with elite defenses like Houston, who I don't think really lost anybody. I don't know. Maybe they did. I got to go back and see. They probably did.
Nobody meaningful. I'm also cautiously high, if I can frame it that way, on DJ Moore with Josh Allen.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
They're going to use him like Khalil Shakir, are they not? Kind of the same type of player,
but better.
Yeah,
like
more downfield.
I think he's a better player. Obviously, he's a multiple-time 1,000-yard guy in the past. I don't know that he's going to still be that guy approaching 30, but this is the closest thing that Allen has had to a viable number one since Diggs. Shakir's not that guy. Shakir's a 700-yard guy. I think that DJ Moore can give you 1,000 yards.
It's hard for me to know how good DJ Moore is because the Bears' offense was very weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
he got buried there at the end too.
Yeah, but that could be saying something. Yeah,
it could absolutely. But again, you want to say
way to find out.
He's not a Dunze. He's not Loveland. He's not Burden. Even like that's okay. But look at the Bills' offense and what they have to work with. It's Allen. It's Cook. It's Kincaid to a degree. Like in terms of pure pass catchers, you got nothing.
It's Keon Coleman revenge year.
Oh, get excited.
Yeah, boy, is he good. What a pick.
But listen, I didn't bring up this topic just to give you my 5. I was curious if you guys saw anything on the board that you liked.
Oh, well, we just kind of look.
I don't want to. I initially liked the Rams, but I don't want to take that one because Kyle Shanahan sometimes has Sean McVay's number, and he's presumably healthy going into the season. So I don't know. If anything, I might be on Niners money line, but I like the Rams too much to bet that. I don't know. I think the Colts plus 3.5 at home against the Ravens speaks to me. If Daniel Jones is ready. That's a lot of points for a home team.
I wouldn't want to fuck with a healthy Ravens, though.
Are the Ravens are we just going to talk about the Ravens like we talk about, Thorpe, who's the golf comp to the Ravens, where every year we go in, it's like, oh, yeah, it's the Ravens. It's Bryson. Are the Ravens Bryson? And he's just
well, Bryson's won some majors.
Yeah, but he hasn't lately.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's unfair to Bryce. You know what I mean? Even though it's very funny how he might quit golf to become a YouTuber. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Are the Ravens Patrick Campbell?
Rom win a major?
Yeah, Rom's still good. I mean, he was second place in last week.
Yeah, but the Ravens are good. They just don't quite get there.
I feel like Rom would almost be. I mean, yeah, Rom's basically as far as majors the last 3 years, he's been pretty shit.
But you guys are the bigger golf guys. Has he won a major?
Yes.
How many? John Rahm?
Yeah,
he has 2, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
He has the Masters, and does he have another one? He has to have another one.
I think so. I'll look it up.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
I
like the Bengals. I like the Bengals.
I
feel like Tampa's just on a fucking down spiral.
U.S. Open 2021.
Yes.
He has 2 majors.
Yeah, so it can't be him either.
I'll
think of the golfer.
Best active golfers who have not won a major.
He's Russell Henley.
Victor Hovland. Here, I'll name 10 guys. I'll name 10 guys. You tell me the one that's closest to the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, dude, it's Ludwig.
Victor
Ludwig's
Hovland.
the Ravens.
Ludwig is the Ravens.
Ludwig's the Ravens.
Patrick Cantlay, Tommy Fleetwood, Russell Henley, Ludwig, Russell McIntyre, Sepp Straka, Cam Young, Terrell Hatton, Sam Burns. So it's Ludwig.
I love that Adam decided to read the 10 after you guys said the name of the guy, and
I
still.
wanted to know I wanted to see if he was on the list. He was. Spoiler alert. He was on the
list. that sickness can't stop Adam, man. He's gonna keep rolling. Nothing stops my guy. There's no way.
So this is interesting. Storylines I haven't really dug into, but Big Cheesy likes the Jets week 1 money line at Tennessee. And that's a Robert Saleh situation, right? With Tennessee being the head coach, Jets. That's an interesting one. Big Cheesy says, I will be fading Saleh against his former team week 1. No one talks about that.
Yeah, the Jets are playing the team with that really shitty quarterback you're talking about. See, right?
That's right.
Yeah. What a goober.
A couple thousand people live watching Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Hey, I got a question I think we can all relate to. This is a real-time question. This is the kind of question you don't plan for, guys.
Ooh.
I got a text. Now, I don't know about you guys. I get a lot of spam texts, calls, all that stuff. Numbers you don't know. Yeah, all that stuff.
Okay.
So I just got a spam text. Well, maybe it's spam. I guess I don't know. It's a number I don't recognize. It is not in my phone. It says, "Hey, am I texting Adam?" How do you respond in these situations, or do you not?
Hell yeah. Say that.
So I've never. So usually you can identify the spammers, but in this case, that's an interesting way to approach it. I don't think there's any harm because it could be like a potential employer.
Sure.
But if it was, they would identify themselves.
I think like it. You say, "Hi, this is so and so."
Right.
Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, and that's pretty evident. But I think you should follow through. If they send you a link, make sure to click it all the way through to that. Then you should be all right.
If it's the IRS, you have to pay whatever they say, like immediately. Otherwise, you're under arrest.
Did you guys know the scam that almost didn't almost get me, but they sent a wedding ring to my house?
No, but I've heard something about this. Go.
Yeah. All right. So actually, my buddy, like a few weeks prior to me getting one, he just calls me up. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I got an engagement ring sent to my apartment," and I was like, "That's the funniest thing I've ever heard." He's like, he's already married. So he also had to explain that to his wife. So he got it, and he's just like, "Yeah, dude, I just got this engagement." Like, I don't know. And then 3 weeks later, I get an engagement ring sent to my house, and then I call him up. We're on FaceTime. It's the exact same box. It's the exact same ring. We're like, "What the fuck's going?" Like, we thought someone was just fucking with us, like personally, because like we're very close friends.
Sure.
And I was like, "But what's the scam?" I was like, "We took apart the box. We tried to see if something else was in there. It didn't explode. I thought it was a bomb." He said no, and it didn't explode, so that was good. But I figured out the scam. Quick Google search. The scam is so in the box. There's also like a card, like to like verify your not purchase. It was something like of that sort with a QR on it. And if you scan it and go through with like the whatever, that was the whole scam and how they got all your information and stuff like that. But very interesting way to do it, especially as a man. Why would you send me an engagement ring? That's it. I don't know. There's better ways, but it was a cool one. Huh?
Did you have it appraised?
No, I figured it wasn't worth a lot. That was just a guess of mine. It wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
That's what I mean. Take it. Just take it to the pawn shop. Check it out.
Yeah. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad ring.
Quick update. I responded, "Hi, who is this?" And
you responded?
Yeah, I did. And
that was plus 140.
Yeah, and the response, no, you should always assume I'm going to respond. That's definitely minus money. It's clear this is not for me. Hey, Adam, it's Hazel, a franchise coordinator. I've been speaking with a few presidents about stepping into franchise ownership without leaving their role. Worth a quick conversation? I think this is where I leave the chat. Sorry, Hazel.
Yep.
Sorry. So now it would be plus money on the response. Sorry, Hazel. I think I'm going to pass on this one.
This is where the chat help us.
Can the chat help us out with funny responses to this? Because
I would like to see where it goes with the scam. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't mind going one extra,
just one
ladder
more
rung here.
Yeah, keep it rolling.
GB Pack says, GB Pack says, yes, but I'm going to need to check for my time. Okay, we need more.
I'm looking for the one that I got the other day. It actually
Take a run indeed. Nope. Can't send those.
I got no words from somebody. It was just a picture of a hot chick in a very nice car. And I was like, not bad, but you can't get me. You can't get me. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm too sharp.
Yeah, super sharp.
I'm trying to figure out.
But you're also lonely. So,
yeah.
So there is that.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You see this chick? Look at that.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just said no
words. Just a hot chick. I said, I didn't say anything actually.
Can you respond now?
Yeah,
I
too late.
Yeah. Sure. Should I say? I have a lot of things that
as the moment passed.
It was. Let's see. Oh, dude, it's yesterday.
Yeah. No, you're in the window for sure.
Let's say. I can't say the things that I want to say. Okay. You guys got anything good that's less inappropriate than what I'm thinking?
Well, you could do something like super random, like almost that, like you kind of knew you were going to get this text. Like you could be like, oh my gosh, sorry, I didn't get back to you. Did you pick up the documents? Like just something like super.
I want to do something way weirder than that. It does look like a nice car. I'm assuming this is just an AI photograph.
Sweet ride.
Should I ask her to come over?
Yeah, what are you up to tonight?
Yeah, something like
free?
that.
That's what they want you to do, though. You got to do something totally.
I want to give them what they want, just to see where it goes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I mean?
This could be
How far does it go till I get spam though? I got to click something, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd have to click something. A text is not gonna get you in there. I don't think.
So I'm safe here. I'm safe.
We'll find out after you text back if you're safe.
I might click a couple things too, depending on what they send.
No, send those links. Absolutely, you got to hit those.
Yeah, I'll put them in the group chat. We can all get scammed.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
3 musketeers, like one for all. One.
I'll be like, I got some friends that like hot chicks as well. We can get them in the chat.
Yeah, you got any friends?
Put the link. You got any friends for my boys?
Hey, what's the latest with your wife on the floor, Sia?
On the show, The Floor.
Yeah, that's
she's
right.
Booted, she's done.
Yeah, they've got like a few episodes left. I mean, she's watching it. She's still, she has her friends on the show and whatnot. But
so she's done.
She's done. She's applying to other game shows. She's in the midst of like applying to The Amazing Race with Kristen, who was also on The Floor and did really well, like episode 5 or 6, was like the $20,000 winner. Super smart lady. So she's gonna do more stuff. She likes the game show thing or whatever, reality show thing.
Once you get your foot in the door of the game show sphere, if you would, you can get in a bunch of them. All you see is just people from game shows on different game shows, and then that just continues to happen. Is that her goal?
It's true. The problem is sometimes there's like waiting periods where if you're on one game show, like you can't be on another one for a certain period of time after it airs. So there's that. But yeah, you're right. There are a lot of people who just like basically apply to a bunch and just jump from game show to game show.
Has she considered Love Island?
Love Island. She watches Love Island, I think. There's so many like different love ones. Like there's Love Island, but aren't there like 3 or 4 spinoffs of that?
Dude, there's so many.
I'm not sure which ones she watches.
Yeah, my sister watches them all. It's incredible. Yeah.
Thor would go on Naked and Afraid.
I used to watch that in college a lot.
Yeah, you
thought I would do real good on that.
Yeah, you did.
Real good. Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I've heard of it, but I don't know what that is.
You're in a forest.
Yeah, literally.
And you're naked. Yeah. And then you just got to live. Jesus. But sometimes they bring a chick along with you. So imagine that. You're naked and not afraid anymore because you got a chick there.
That's a real thing?
Yeah. It's a wild concept, dude. I don't know why.
Jamie's
why
in
they
the
do
chat.
that.
You're naked and afraid.
Yeah.
Guys, I shouldn't have engaged Hazel. She wrote me again.
Yes. Go.
Okay. Follow up.
What did she say?
Says, for context, we helped Tom find a semi-passive franchise in 60 days that he wouldn't have found on his own. It's now giving him a clear path to income replacement and the lifestyle he wanted. Are you open to a quick call? Let's see if we can find the same for you.
Tell her,
Take the call live
tell her
on
you'll
air,
call Tom
please.
first.
Yeah, could you provide Tom's contact info just as a referral?
Say, just please say, who the fuck is Tom?
Yeah, Jason says, am I watching your show right now? Hazel says. That would be scary.
Okay.
This is just one of the chatters that somehow found my number online and they're pretending to be Hazel.
I really want you to take this call. Can you take this call?
Do a live interview.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Jason is asking if Gigi has stayed in touch with her floor people. They just had a meetup in Vegas like 3 weeks ago.
Fun.
And at least half of the floor, I think at least half of the floor went. So yeah, they're on like a WhatsApp group chat together, like all of them. So yeah, they're all
Was
still in
Rob
touch.
Lowe there giving out hugs?
I don't think so. Only Gigi and Lorenzo got hugs on that show. The only two. True story.
Can I derail you guys and ask you a question?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that would never happen on this show.
Never. We've been doing this across all the other shows, and I realized that you guys haven't done it, so I wanted to just get your quick thoughts on this. In honor of the World Cup in Toronto, they're going to be handing out these condoms all across Toronto.
Oh, sure.
Do you have a preference? Which one you would choose if you had a choice?
Well, to me, those look like poker chips, so I'll engage.
Okay.
I think.
What, does that mean if they just looked like condoms, you wouldn't?
That's correct. Top left or top right?
Okay.
Okay. So now, not a big condom guy myself. Don't like them. But I really like block these shots.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even see the words. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
That's fantastic.
I know Adam has
shots is
kids.
unbelievable.
Adam has kids, so he's not a big condom guy either. But if you had a choice, big dog.
Yeah, I think what a finish in the top right corner really speaks to
Oh, I
me.
missed that.
Yeah, I think I really, like to high five when it's over. Really
Block these
celebrate the
shots is
occasion.
fucking nuts.
Nice.
It's nuts.
Okay, thank you.
Were those real? Were those
Not a
real?
condom guy myself. but
100% real. Handing them out in Toronto to celebrate the World Cup. All right now.
This is like that terrible Mark Wahlberg and can't think of his real name, but they just came out with a movie. I think it was on Amazon Prime about it's
Ted.
starts with
You're thinking
a-
of Ted. It's not. He doesn't have a real name. It's just Ted. It's a teddy bear. It's not a person.
No, not Ted. Although
Do you guys know that the teddy bear and Ted is not real?
apparently there's going to be an
Adam
animated Ted sitcom because the
It
first
already happened.
there hasn't
Animated.
been. Animated.
Huh.
There was a TED show on Peacock, but it cost too much money or something. Despite how incredibly funny and successful it was, they're not bringing it back for a third season. So now there's going to be an animated one, but that's going to have Mark Wahlberg again and Amanda, whatever her last name is.
Was that like his last good movie? His movies suck now.
Wahlberg.
He's like Will Ferrell. Yeah.
Well,
Can we
this
agree
one-
that his movies stink and they stink out loud?
I'm trying to remember the name of the condom movie. I'm looking it up. Balls Up with Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah, I bet I can tell you that one fucking sucks.
It was not very good.
Never heard
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
It's new. It's been out for like a month.
I don't need to watch that one. I don't need,
No, you don't.
When's his last good movie?
I enjoy
the other
Mark
guys?
Wahlberg. I'm not going to say like all the
I'm
movies are
a
great.
big Mark Wahlberg guy, but he is falling off a cliff.
All right, so you just want to. I'm going to pull up his IMDb. You just want to know like the last time he made a movie that was legitimately good.
Correct.
it.
All right.
It might be Ted.
No, it's more recent than Ted.
I don't
It's not
think
like
it
you're
is,
watching
Ted.
every Mark Wahlberg movie that comes out.
True.
Because they suck, Adam.
That's the thing. So it might be Ted.
It's just hang on. It takes a second to load here. All right, so they're not great, but I happen to enjoy the family plan movies.
Terrible.
Let's see. No, he's a producer in that one. Hang on, let me get the just the acting ones. God, he's got
It's
five.
not going to be
upcoming
good.
movies.
You're not
All right.
going to like what you see.
Play Dirty, not great. Flight Risk, I didn't see. The Union, I've never heard of. Arthur the King was good in 2024. That was a good movie.
Okay, no, it couldn't have been.
It
Never
was.
heard of
It was a good movie, and it was well reviewed.
Both of us have never heard of that movie.
Me Time sucked.
Did it
I
just
didn't
play
see
in
Fighters
Boston?
2.
At your house?
We did watch it at my
Boston
house.
exclusive.
Yeah, Mark came over with his family, and we all watched it together.
Oh, I forgot about the Boston.
How about Uncharted in 2022? The one with Superman or Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Never watched it. I heard it was okay. I don't know if I'm going to give him good on that.
Spencer Confidential, no. Instant Family, no. I didn't see Mile 22.
Yeah, you never will either.
Patriots Day was trash.
Yeah, we're back some years now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're basically at Ted at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean you're close to Ted. You're
Ted
not far
too.
off of Ted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
I mean, the last
interesting.
like great movie was probably The Other Guys, and like Ted, Ted's
The Other Guys
were great.
The Other Guys is an all-timer. You know what was after or about the same time as The Other Guys was The Fighter.
Also very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Because he used to make
What if
really
you
good movies.
what if we did a, not that this is an end all be all, but Mark Wahlberg Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see how his movies are ranked.
Bad.
Well, I was more thinking about an order, not an overall assessment.
Okay. Yeah, because I'll see. I like them, so I look up the movies when they come out. They're all ranked horrifically.
Adam, would you be defending Mark Wahlberg this much if he wasn't from Boston?
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Did you have his Calvin Klein photograph hanged up in your bedroom as a boy?
On the ceiling, obviously. No, I just happen to. I enjoy Mark. I don't think my enjoyment of Mark Wahlberg has anything to do with him being from Boston. Like, I don't love, by rule, Casey Affleck movies.
Did you enjoy his Funky Bunch?
You had to pick like the D-list actor to defend your position.
Yes,
That's so funny.
I don't watch.
Couldn't also go to Ben. You know, the other guy.
I don't watch everything that BJ Novak is in.
BJ Novak.
How do I?
So how's your research
these?
going, Adam?
Well, I'm trying to rank them and I can't figure it out. So I just.
Well, he's probably not making good movies anymore because he wakes up at 4 a.m. and golfs at 4:02, and then only plays golf until about 4:59, but plays 18 holes. Did you guys ever see his list of his daily routine?
No.
It was the biggest lie of all
It's
time.
insane.
He said he played golf 18 holes in like 12 minutes.
I'm almost
Adam,
there.
you know what I'm talking about, correct?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, he's listen. The man lives a full day. He lives like a 40-hour day in 24 hours.
His company also sponsors Wyndham Clark, which good job there, idiots.
All right, so
That's
That guy
hilarious.
Yeah.
all right, so you have Three Kings at the top: Boogie Nights, Departed,
Great movie.
The Fighter. So that's 2010. Deepwater Horizon 2016. Patriots Day, but that movie sucked. The Other Guys 2010. All the Money in the World. I don't know that movie, but that was 2017, and that's considered a top 10 movie of his.
Yeah. So bottom line, his
I'm,
movies.
I'm looking to see if there's anything in like the last 5 years and where that sits. And the answer is probably going to be no.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like we're heading in a good direction there.
Ask the lady who's
like Mark.
Ask the lady who's scamming you what she thinks. We do
Yeah,
have a
hey,
show,
Hazel?
though. We have another show coming up.
Has Tom ever seen Mark Wahlberg movies? I have to ask her about Tom.
Yeah. Check in on Tom for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should go.
What's coming up next?
A Mark Wahlberg edition.
Yeah, who's downstairs? We got Shags, we got Sook. So, more. What is it? Betspresso on the way here?
Who knows, man?
Fuck me,
What,
I guess, eh?
one of you just tell us. Expect us to remember? It's a blur. We're gonna go. I
Guys,
know we're
there's
gonna
a show
go
on after this.
Yeah, there's another show after this, and there's another one after that. I'm gonna be back on that one with Danny Burke. It's gonna be off the bump.
Go download No Plays Off on Apple
Please.
and Spotify.
Rate, review, subscribe
Follow
to the
it.
podcast.
Ooh, yeah, rate and review. That'd be awesome. And then let us know you did that next week
Yeah,
in the
Yeah,
chat.
don't lie about it though. I'll know.
Hazel's gonna be in the chat. Hazel might send Thorb an engagement ring.
Ooh, then I can have 2. I wore it for a week after I got it. It was nice. Felt like a nice, pretty lady. You know what I mean?
All right, guys, I'm gonna go watch a Mark Wahlberg movie, Arthur the King. Make you feel good. Got that good vibrations.
Just go watch
For
Ted.
Thea, for Thorb. Oh, Ted is so good. All right, Pellet. Mike Vrabel's not taking the. Get the. Bye.
Bye, guys. That's
Bye.
Slurp.
Bye.
While your lips down, hips down, they should be up high. You ain't trying to sit down, no night. And I know your wrist down, you ain't worried about time. Trying to get a grip now, this gal grab my hand and 1, 2, 3, 4. I told her, I want you and I need you and I got you in your mind. Señorita, I had to come on over 'cause your Lord, girl, you fine. Señorita, I'm spending so much money on the meter outside. Señorita, that don't even matter 'cause you're coming with me. Yeah. Good God, that thing sound good. Listen, we're gonna do some call response right here. Let's get in. Everybody say hi there, oh. Eddie, yeah. Come on, sax solo, get it.
What's going on, everybody? Another hour right here on the Betting News Network. Excited to have you guys with us. My power just went off twice, and now it just came back on because it knows it's showtime. Excited to have you
Love
here.
that.
Your afternoon best espresso. Welcome to the show. That's Shaggy Betts. That's Just Sook. My name's Sweatband Jesus. Hope you guys enjoyed the last hour with those lads. Just getting so off the rails on No Plays Off.
Love
Having
it.
a really good time.
It's my wet dream. If I could just constantly do that all the time on all the shows, I would be very happy.
You can. Nobody's stopping you.
Literally, I mean, we have this rundown over here, but you know that we end up just going completely
I was
not.
gonna say those are
with
just
that.
suggestions. It's like if we get to it, it's great.
It's just how it rolls. But we're excited to have you guys with us for the next hour right here on the network. But don't go anywhere after us. You got Off the Bump with Adam and Danny Burke breaking down what we're going to see in the MLB. And who knows, they're going to probably get a little bit off the bump and do some crazy stuff over there as well for the hour after us. So stick around another hour, 2 hours right here live with you guys. You stuck with the three of us for the next hour, though. We are going to talk about everything on the sports slate tonight. We're going to jump in and talk some baseball with our rhythm play of the day. We will have Gretzky Betsky in the wild in chat. Don't you worry. Oh, we're going to have some fun with Gretzky where he is, because you guys don't know where he is. Actually, yeah, you do. He sent it in our group chat.
He posted.
He posted.
Yeah.
We will have Chef in joining us in just a minute. And we'll have the WNBA. We'll have the NHL. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Canes and the Habs. Seeing what happens there. And then Game 2 in the Garden between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. Cooking a parlay. We got a lot to talk about today, and we're going to break down also what we saw last night in just a second. Brought to you by our sponsors at Lucky Rebel. There's that QR code. Get involved. Download it. Get some funds dropped into your account if you want to bet with us here, there, and everywhere. How we doing?
And
guys?
also, real quick, just a little plug here. On the website, we do have a few new Canadian sports books. So if you're not with Ozune or you're not with North Star Bets, I kind of like both of their interfaces. And we do have pretty decent deposit match bonuses on the site. They are new partners for us. So maybe head over to bettingnews.com and maybe click some of those affiliate links.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Especially if you're north of the border like Mr. Sickman is.
Dude, because I'm like one of those like gamblers. You guys have taught me everything, but I still am not good at shopping. Cover your ears. Cover your ears, Shags.
Oh, I don't like it.
Still not
I don't
good
like
at shopping. Yeah.
Get him in the basement.
Got a shop.
That's rule number 1, brother. Rule number 1.
Rule number 1 in Shaggy's basement is you got to shop.
Gotta shop. Gotta shop. Help yourself.
We'll have Chef join us in a minute. Go check out our partners across everything at bettingnews.com for free analysis. There's lots of casino stuff on there if you want to play blackjack with Disney. If you want to get involved with anything else in the sports betting realm, we got so much for you guys for free at bettingnews.com. But don't go anywhere with us because we're gonna hang out with you for the next hour and give you some fun. Let's talk about what we saw last night.
Oof.
Now, Shags, you're gonna have to just let me rant for a minute, and I can't wait to hear Slick's response. Because I'm sure that he's going to yell back at me, and I can't wait.
Uh-oh.
The VGK Golden Knights got the job done to beat the Avs. Good job to them. We'll see how that series goes. The Avalanche got a little bit surprised in Game 1. See what happens in Game 2. But biggest story last night was the Oklahoma City Thunder evening out the series with the San Antonio Spurs. It might be the most gross basketball game I've watched in a hot minute after we had an incredible basketball game in Game 1. It was still a good game. The Thunder covered, won, got the job done. Back against the wall, they needed to do so. Injuries out the ass for both teams as Dylan Harper went down, unfortunately, looking like he's probably going to come back for Game 3. Jalen Williams, though, messed up his hamstring once again. He's day-to-day. We shall see what happens with him. The biggest talking point going into Game 2 was how the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to handle Victor Wembanyama. Suk and I and V talked about it in our group chat. We talked about it on the timeline some. We talked about it on the show. Were they going to deploy the same strategy like they did in Game 1 and just play the small rotations on him, put Caruso down there, put Dort down there, and kind of just make sure that we at least have a body on him? That didn't work in Game 1, so they had to change that strategy. Were they going to put Chet on him and just say, you know what, big dog, you're 7 foot tall. You guys are both little lanky boys. Have some fun down there. No. Mark Daigneault and company decided to send out the dog, Isaiah Hartenstein, who was unplayable in Game 1, yet they decided to trot him out there in Game 2 to quite literally just play tackle football with Wemby down low for the entire game. You guys know I don't like this team. I have said that they are a terrible watch. I have not denied the fact that they are a good/great team, though. They still have endearing qualities. Not a lot of them were on display for me in Game 2. To me, it felt like a strategy decision by the coaching staff, a concerted effort given to the players to say, you know what? I don't know if we can hang with this team and beat them 4 straight games. So we're going to have to make it a little dirty, boys. And they did. Isaiah Hartenstein was fouling Victor Wembanyama for every single second that he was guarding him in this game. They were flopping back all over the place, which they did not do as much in Game 1. It seemed like a concerted effort to say, you know what? Push the limits, boys, like we've done in a lot of other games. See what the refs are going to call, and if they're not going to call it, keep on pushing. And that's what they did. And the refs didn't call it, which is my other gripe in this situation. But how in the absolute hell are we going to keep letting this team get away with it? And I know that I've had a lot of Thunder fans on the timeline come at me and say that my takes are shitty in this and I should watch the ball. You know what the funny thing about this is that there isn't anybody else that's not an Oklahoma City fan that's disagreeing with me. It's only the OKC fans because you guys are jaded. I hated watching this game. Congratulations to the Thunder for leading the series. SGA played better, scored 30. But they can't let Isaiah Hartenstein play like this in Game 3 for the rest of the series. They can't. Wemby's going to get hurt. Somebody is going to get hurt if you allow this type of basketball for the rest of the series, and that's not good. You don't want Wemby to, dislocate his shoulder because he's getting literally arm barred every fucking play. It was a nasty watch. I hated it. I hated every second of it, and I thought that it was egregiously officiated, and I did not like the strategy that was very clearly. I don't care what anybody says, and I'll let you guys talk because I talked for a minute. I don't care what anybody says. That was a decision. That was a coaching decision that was made going into Game 2. We are going to push the envelope, boys, and we're going to not hurt these guys. We're going to make them call fouls, and if they ain't going to call them, keep doing
it. Shaggles?
No, I'll let you take it because you probably actually watched more of the game than I did. So go ahead, Suk.
Every second. I did find it very interesting. And first and foremost, I think that SPJ is one of his last points is the most important one. This is the face of your league. This is a guy that's still 22 years old. You cannot have him get hurt like that. You have to protect him. And also, I really do think that this is very impressive by both teams. Yes, with the Thunder flopping, doing this and that, but no team is really going to the refs. So I do think that we will see a course correction next game. I do think Wemby will get an early whistle, a good whistle. And I do think that when you watch back Hartenstein grabbing his arm, that's not what you want. And like SPJ said, and I've talked about this for 2 years, they really do talk about that internally of we want to punch you so many times in the fourth quarter that the ref is desensitized to the fouls in the fourth quarter. And that's just the way that it goes. It's been the tone setting that they've done for a calendar year, and it's what brought them a championship. But I will say that I don't think that was a gross game to watch. I was still very much entertained, but I will say I did cringe when they showed those replays and they're holding on to his wrist. And like, I think that what's the best thing ever is that Wemby didn't talk. On the one really, really egregious wrist grab, he still finished the play and he still got back on defense. And the Thunder were 5 guys looking at each other like, hey, who's going to inbound? That was disgusting what this Frenchman just did. So I do think that the bigger story here, and I hope that the Spurs aren't getting lost in the sauce about talking about the physicality, but my guys, 2 games back to back, giving up 50 to the bench. That is not sustainable. And the physicality was always going to be a story. It's the OKC Thunder, and the Spurs have shown a propensity to match that level of intensity, physicality, and we saw that in the regular season. So I'm not surprised by any of this, but what I do think that the Spurs, hopefully internally, they're not freaking out as hard as the timeline is, and they're kind of setting their sights on replacing the injured players and not giving up 50 points to the bench every night, because that's no way to win a basketball game.
I mean, looking at last night's box score, the Thunder were definitely the deeper team, like you alluded to. And I mean, hasn't all season long we've been griping about the Thunder whistle and the lack of whistle, or the overly whistle that they get? They get all of the foul calls, and now it's kind of flipped the script. And okay, where are those calls on the defensive side of things? So, I mean, there's one thing that's setting the tone. There's one thing that's, being borderline dirty, I guess. And I'm not going to speak like I watched every second of that game, because I didn't. But I think as a coach, there is some sort of desperation that sets in, especially this late in the playoffs and being down 0-1 at home as the defending champion. So maybe you do have to go out there and push the limits a little bit and play, like you said, SPJ, of, hey, go see what you can get away with. Push that envelope, see how far you can take it, and then adjust when they start making the calls. We had something similar just in middle school baseball, where we would step up to the plate and we would not swing the bat. And the theory was, make the umpire call a strike, make the pitcher throw one. If you're going to get up there and walk on 4 pitches, go do it. And yes, that led to maybe some not exciting baseball for the parents to watch, but that was kind of the mentality of it, is, hey, we're going to use the game to help ourselves as much as possible. And it sounds like that's what the Thunder did last night.
And that's a funny comment from X, because I did see multiple people say, oh my gosh, Wemby, I wish you saved your elbow for the next round.
Yeah, he doesn't have one anymore.
I saw there was one play in game 1 where he was grabbing a rebound, and I think someone was tugging on him, and you could see him kind of like veer it, and he retweeted it and said, that elbow was looking at him like the Green Goblin mask,
Yeah. My question is, I thought Bomani Jones was really funny on the timeline. He tweeted out that Biyombo, he's on that roster to be a veteran presence. Throw him out for a few fouls. He's absolutely jacked, and he's built 3 hospitals in the Congo. Maybe he picked up some medical advice and he can throw some strikes without landing any CTE.
Well, hey, man, if you want to go even one step further, Kelly Olynyk's been known to get out there and cause some frivolity on the court and cause some issues for the other team as well. And both of those guys are sitting on the bench.
I mean, he took out
for the
Kevin
Spurs.
Love's shoulder.
Doing some stuff similar to what Hartenstein's been doing to Wemby. And see, that's the overall thing here. And I know that both teams foul. As you said, both of these teams are playing an incredibly physical brand of basketball. And we like watching that. And I think the interesting thing to me, which is so frustrating, is we saw it on high-level display in game 1. And I like the fact that the Spurs won, but I would have been okay if the Thunder won, because it was just peak incredible performances, and I thought it was pretty well officiated. The officials are going to miss calls. It just fucking happens in the NBA now. But the way that the Thunder decided, because they played a different style in game 1 than they did in game 2. They went into game 1 and said, you know what, we're just going to beat this team straight up. We're going to knock them out. We're going to give them the business. And they didn't. And they weren't able to do that. And Wemby dropped a 40-piece on their head with 24 rebounds. So then they had to go, all right, we gotta make some adjustments here. And those adjustments they made were, SGA, we need you to go Superman in a little bit more. Isaiah Joe, we need you to maybe exaggerate some of these calls so we get us some free possessions here. We need to take advantage of the fact that Tony Brothers apparently needs to go get LASIK because he can't fucking see.
Dude, on the SGA thing, I really do think it's absolutely hilarious that the viral video on the timeline of him falling, over half the plays, there's no whistle. What are
There's like
you
2 or 3 of them
fucking
get fouls.
complaining about? Yeah, but they're putting their hands on him. And I will say this now, and I think this is actually really funny, is that like we all just want to jump on the Thunder. Castle is hand checking every second he's on the court. And SGA has gone over to the ref, and we saw it in game 1. He said, homeboy is hand checking on every movement. And what do you want me to do? Ref they just had a calm back and forth. And SGA kind of did the motion of like, I'll hook him if he does it again. And what did we see? We saw him almost pull Castle's shoulder out. And I think that we're going to keep seeing that again and again and again, because like, I know everyone likes to hate OKC, but it's on both sides right now. But final point, protect Wemby, right? We all agree there.
I think we can all agree that I don't care what either team does. The officials need to officiate. They need to call the calls to set the tone that the teams don't get to necessarily dictate it to the point of maybe somebody does get hurt. Is call the fouls that are fouls, so then they know going forward that if you do that again, we're going to call another fucking foul, and you're going to be sitting on the bench because you got 2 fouls in the first quarter. If you do that, then this gets fixed. Also, the flopping thing, I know that there's a lot of disagreements about this, but they tried to fix this in the NBA. They should have been technical fouling people and sending them fines, and they haven't done it since fucking Nam. So if they did that too, then we'd move past this. But it's
one thing, SPJ, I just wanted to say too, because like with hockey, everyone thinks that like hockey is rough and tumble. They fight when aggressions get high. But no, if you've watched hockey your whole life, you know it's also enforcers police the game. If they feel like the ref is out of control, or if they feel like officiating isn't keeping a cap on the game, then they will blow the doors off things and go and throw fights. And I do think that maybe that's kind of what we're seeing here a little bit. Like the refs are letting them get away with too much. And like you said, they're just like, all right, we'll keep going.
I mean, then there's people that feel this way, which I completely get. It's a physical game. You're seeing 2 of the most physical teams in the NBA, 2 of the most talented teams as well in the NBA go head to head and flipping it and bend down, flipping it and reversing it on a night-to-night basis. It's going to be unevident in game 3 what adjustments are going to be made. Are there going to be whistle adjustments like you talked about, Sook? Are the referees going to change? What we didn't
mention, though, is the hair pull.
The hair pull was fucked up. That should have been. Also, I saw this on the timeline too. How in the fuck does it make sense that if you review something, and I think this is league wide, I wouldn't have cared if it was a Thunder or Spurs thing. How do you review something twice in the NBA, get them both correct, and then, oh, sorry, you can't review the rest of the game though because you already used both your challenges? You got both of them right. You were both correct. You should get your challenge back. That's bullshit. And they had to use a timeout. What are we doing?
Castle's got to cut that hair though. Have you guys seen that? What is it called? The hypothesis that you don't actually become a great NBA player until you cut the dreads. And it's like JB was like that.
He's 22 though, man. So here's the thing too. People were bitching and moaning about Stephon Castle. I retweeted and then we'll move on because Chef's waiting and I know we got to talk about today. ESPN PR stuff, which is shocker. ESPN posted something stupid. They basically said like Stephon Castle is such a liability on the floor right now on both ends of the court, like with his turnovers and how he's been playing defensively. And I literally wanted to say, he's the first player in NBA history, the youngest player in NBA history to have 25, 5, and 5 in the conference finals in the NBA. In history. They would not be anywhere close to 1-1 in this series had Stephon Castle not been playing the way that he's been playing. Has he been turning the ball over a lot? Yes, but they haven't had De'Aaron Fox, who has been their veteran present point guard for the first 2 games. Stephon Castle has had to be your de facto point guard at 22 years old for the first time in his career in the Western Conference Finals. Of course, he was going to turn the ball over, playing 2 of the most aggressive defensive teams in the NBA, in the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Of course, he was going to fucking turn the ball over. To say that he hasn't been affecting the game positively is bullshit, and only watching the stats and not paying attention and actually watching the game.
Yeah, like you said, became the de facto lead guard. Wasn't that used to it. I will argue that he looks more natural as a scoring 2 that can bail out and pass and cut 2 feet in the paint, kick it out to shooters. And if SPJ, you watched that game, but like 3 or 4 of those turnovers were complete messy plays. Everything's falling around, and it's like you can't just put it on the kid's head.
No. Well, they had one of the turnovers where he apparently went over and back, and Tony Brothers is right there, and the ball did not touch the line. Again, LASIK, Tony Brothers. LASIK. Get after it. Okay. Thank you for letting me rant to start the show. Get it rolling. Appreciate it.
Is this the team you've hated most in your entire life?
Yes.
There you go.
Wow.
That was quick.
Okay.
Yes. You know why, Sook? It's because I love watching football, but watching basketball will always be numero uno for me because I played basketball, never played football. So I understand it on the level of like, I've been on the court. Have I been a professional? No, but I actually played the game. So when you play the game, you actually understand it a little bit differently in comparison to just a diehard fan. And it's just, everything about the way that they do things, everything about the way that they play, I just don't find entertaining, and I think it's gross. And I think they're good? Sure. Do I think they do things well? 100%. They won the championship last year. But I find zero joy watching this team play basketball.
More than the Texans?
Yeah.
More than the Colts?
Yeah. Fuck the Jags, but yeah.
Ah, okay, fair.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I know, Gerald. I've heard about this.
Playing against Dort, that's a compliment, Sook.
That's why he likes the torture chamber so much. He basically is the torture chamber.
That's a compliment.
You know, that's like really funny. I was thinking about that before the game too, is that they're getting, and like, I know some of the things are getting dirty now, but they're getting into the nitty gritty of like, these dudes are punching each other because they know open hand creates a slap sound on bone. So if you go like this, you're not going to hear it as much. Like they are absolutely in the trenches against each other.
Tighten up, baby. First of all, in high school, I was pencil thin. I would have broken every bone in my body.
He weighs $130.
Yeah, I weigh 185 now, but in high school I was probably pushing 155 or something. And second of all, I was actually really good at football, but I was playing basketball, soccer, and running cross country, so I didn't have time. But
that's a lot of fall sports.
It is, Big Shacks. It is. Although soccer was spring in Tennessee, but whatever. All right, let's move on.
Oh, was it? Men's soccer's in the spring in Tennessee? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was, but there's like an overlap in the fall, like when, whatever.
Big soccer guy, you should be more accepting of flops.
Okay. I'll chat.
Sorry, that was just a dig.
I'll expose. No. I agree with you 100%.
That was good, Sook. It was low hanging fruit, though. It was, you can do better. I expect more creativity from you.
It was fruit of the loom, big dog. No, all right. So what did you? Sook, I'll expose Sook. Sook texted me yesterday and said that Neymar is a bitch because Neymar got ACL surgery and apparently on the timeline, like he could barely move his knee and he was bitching and moaning about it and like he needed a bunch of help. And I texted back with all I heard from Sook in this text was Neymar is a bitch. And I said, no, Neymar is a baby back bitch because Neymar is the reason why a lot of players in all of soccer, because of what he does and all of his flopping that he brought to the game. And I truly believe that if he would have not brought his antics at this particular level, I mean, Ronaldo does it too. They all do it now, but like he was the one that really got famous for it. And I will always say that Neymar's a piece of shit for that.
Incredible stuff, Shags. He was on like right after the surgery happens, they kind of say how much you can move is how much you can move. You have to push yourself, test yourself. I went home and did it all by myself. Neymar was on a bed in a fucking really nice doctor's office with 3 dudes on top of him, bending his leg for him, and he's crying.
Baby back biatch.
Yeah, some people just aren't built different.
And I would have talked smack if I hadn't been through it myself.
I got that dog in him.
Yeah.
All right, Chef's been waiting long enough. I'm sure he's got thoughts. He's also got a nice look at that shirt on he's got on today. What's up, Chef? How we doing?
What's up, goats?
Hey, brother man. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Decent, I think. I think we're losing you.
Yeah, I think we're maybe.
Can you hear me?
There we go. I got you now. We got you. Do we?
Oh, I got to talk like this.
No. It wasn't your audio. It was your connection. No. You can lean back. You're good.
Lean back.
You're good now. I just shouldn't have distracted you. Love your shirt. Love the program.
I
love everything about
today,
you.
So my hair is a bit
Let's go.
weird and fluffy. Thank you.
Chat,
I actually
you guys
got this shirt today.
Oh, let's go.
I've never seen you wear it, so I was like, this is interesting. Chat, you guys smell that? That's a fresh, clean chef right there. That's
a little distressed shirt in there. Let's go.
Doesn't come around often, but when it does.
That's why I'm selling. They smell it. It smells different. It smells nice. Before we love you and leave you, because I know you're going to have to get out of here, and I know you had to watch me bitch and moan for 10 minutes, so apologies.
I'm with you on that.
Are you?
Of course, dude.
Thanks,
yes. I feel like I've been bitching and moaning about certain specific things in our group chat, and you're like, well, the games have been good. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I fucking hate this, blah, 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 blah. So yeah,
I agree. The games have been good, but I agree with you that it's a bunch of horse shit. But whatever. What do you have for us tonight? Do you want to talk baseball? Do you want to talk about the basketball game? Want Russian ping pong? What are we feeling?
Yeah, I know, right? No, let's I think I thought it was really impressive what the Knicks did. There's a lot of talk about Harden and his lack of defense, obviously. I think he's one of those guys who will bounce back hugely. So rather than try to figure out how that happens with him, obviously, I'll take his PRA. Maybe even his triple-double if he's going to be like, you know what, fuck the media, fuck everything that everybody said about me. I'm just going to be the guy doing everything on the court everywhere. So maybe RA, I don't know. Because I really like D-Mitch points, to be honest. I think, he got some flack too for going pretty cold in that last half. So I don't see the Cavs doing anything less than, I mean, they're here, right? They're in the, they're one series away from the finals. Like, they're going to clap back. They're going to bounce back. I've never been, I don't know who's a Knicks fan out there. I hate the Knicks. I hate, not like, I know that there's a lot of Knicks fans out there, so I love the Knicks fans, whatever. I don't fucking care. I hate the Knicks. Like, it's like...
I got in a fight with Thunder fans on the timeline today, Chef. It's okay. Just say it with your chest, man.
No, New York's overrated.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of them the entire season, the entire last season, just betting on them and watching them play. And it shocked me. It truly shocked me what happened last week. Like, I know it shocked a lot of people. I couldn't fucking believe it. So I see
it shocked you so much that you forgot that it was actually only 2 days ago.
Insane. I don't even know what day, what finals or what. I'm surprised. You should see what other sports I'm actually doing shit on. It's fucking weird. But
I can only imagine. You like betting on some fucking Jamaican bobsledding? Okay.
Yeah. Give me Harden RA, give me D-Mitch. You got the World Cup Shags in 3 weeks. Anyways, yeah, give me D-Mitch points. Give me Harden RA. What is this triple-double? Because after a game like that, he's going to come out and fucking just be all over the fucking place.
I'm going to guess like
Can we do that?
2,500 or plus 3,000 off the rip. Let me see. No, for Harden. 40 to 1, Chef. 4,100.
Yeah, take that. Taking that.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, man. Before we're going to talk about this a little bit deeper, but you have to think that when you get out of here, because I know you have to leave us, you have to think that the Cavs are going to make some adjustments. I mean, they have to. They were doing great for 3.5 quarters, and then Kenny Atkinson forgot he had timeouts. They really took their foot off the gas, and then they decided to just, we haven't done this all game, but let's just let James Harden guard Jalen Brunson for 10 straight possessions and see what happens. Didn't work out very well. So we're not going to see that again unless they're just total bozo idiots.
They don't even have his triple-double on the blue book. What the fuck?
Do it 10 and 10. I'm sure it's probably up to, it'll get you up there. But
wow. Oh my God. It's 10 and 10 is 7690.
Wow.
That's worth $1.
That's why you shop around, chat. Because I'm seeing 41 plus 4,100.
What? Well, it's even 30 to 1 on some books too. So like the 41 already, you're getting
catch that if you can. Worth it.
76. Oh,
You started off by saying you don't line shop. This is why you line shop.
That's why you line shop. This is why you line shop right here. You don't even need him to score 10 points.
Exactly. Points. Honestly, Chef, take the 8 and 8 because the 8 and 8 is probably 40 to 1 on the blue book at this point, based on the value.
76.90 for 10.
8 and 8 is 1,500. 10 and 10 is 7,600.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 boards by himself is 17 to 1.
That's also crazy.
He's going to be all over the fucking place. You know it. We did this last time with Harden, and he got 9 and 9.
It's true. The last time you said this, he flirted.
Yep.
He did the old flirt job.
Yep.
Who do you think wins this game?
Cavs.
Cavs.
Right. I just do not believe in. I believe in the Cavs. I really don't believe in the Knicks. And what they did was, yeah, I think it was just a shock to a lot of people. I think they just made the right adjustments, hit the right shots. And I think the Cavs come back and D-Mitch does his thing and Harden does what Harden does. So I think we see a good show from Harden tonight. I don't think he takes that criticism well.
Thorpe kind of alluded to this as a Knicks fan, that like it didn't really feel like they were going to win that game. And I do think that it's important to talk about demeanors of both teams. I love how the Cavs don't get too high, too low. That makes me think that they'll always respond. And they probably should have got angry last game and they didn't. But I saw from Brunson, he took over that huddle, kicked Mike Brown out of the huddle, sat down, told the team, we got to play faster. We got to do this. We got to do that. And that makes me doubt them as a team a little bit. It might sound stupid because it sounds like good leadership in the moment, but like if that comeback,
it's not sustainable.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I was just saying, I was agreeing with you. Like, it's not it'll get you over the hump in one specific game. It'll have you win a game where the first time in NBA playoff history where a team was up 22 points and 7 minutes left, like 0 and 200 plus or something that has happened before, that a team blew a lead like that. So, they needed that type of oomph. But is that a sustainable way to actually win basketball games and win 4 in a row? No.
And the timeout thing is like overrated. I'm a Boston Celtics fan. Joe has timeouts left on the end of the game all the time. It's not that big of a deal.
He made since we can jump around. We'll just start with this basketball game since we're here already. I didn't have any issue with him keeping the timeouts. The issue I have is the fact that why did he not use one when he noticed that Brunson? Because we know that of all the things we can hate on Jalen Brunson, when as they said on the broadcast, when the Brunson burner gets lit, man, it goes and he gets hot. Like they defensively were handling him all game long, and then they changed the strategy because the Knicks decided to put Harden in action every single play, and they weren't making the adjustments on 3 to 4 possessions in a row. They were picking and rolling with Harden. Harden and Dean Wade were switching, and Harden was getting cooked. Why would you not, as a head coach in that situation, or have one of your assistants look up and go, just take a timeout. Just let's make the adjustment. Let's play a zone.
Jordan Otson, Phoenix. That's why.
Yeah. Like, let's play a zone for a couple possessions. Dean Wade, do not switch with James Harden. Just slide through, double team him, get a ball out of it. Anything else besides just doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then you lose. That would be my one gripe about the timeout thing. I don't have any issue with him keeping some down the stretch, but not using one when that was starting to happen was really bad head coaching.
I feel like one of the players, and I don't know who, but somebody should have just walked over, fouled the shit out of Brunson and been like, guys, we're not going to just keep switching like this. Fight over stuff, do something. Like, what are we doing here? I agree with that, yeah.
To literally just watch the same thing happen again. And I mean, we'll see what happens tonight. As we talked about with that other game, like the adjustments you make, right? You go and do a new game. You see what happens at the game one. You make the adjustments, you change, and then you see if the other team is going to adjust to your adjustments. We're going to find out if that ends up being the case. Chef, do you have more time with us, or do you need to love us and leave us?
Yeah, I'll probably. Naya's probably getting home soon, but I'll give you an MLB play if
please
you're open for that.
Get after it.
Braves money line. It's juicy.
Yep,
it's juicy,
but
it's hitting.
Okay.
So if you wanted to put it in a parlay, put it in a parlay.
Sure.
Pair it with Aaron Judge hit.
Okay. I know V likes his home run today.
He's getting a gagger. It's chalky, but it's hitting. He got a lot of good arms on the bump today. Sure, there you go. You got a lot of good arms on the bump today. Sweating out Nats in the over right now, but Braves is like minus 136. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, pair with Judge hit and we'll be good.
Let's go. Love it. Braves on the money line. I know Bisney was liking that earlier today too in the morning spread.
Yeah. What is it now? Let me see
as always.
Here. Oh, it starts in an hour. Yeah, minus 136. So.
Yeah, I mean that's playable by itself, but a great parlay piece too, like you're saying.
Yeah, I might just lay the juice to be honest, and then take Judge Gagger separately. But for a hit, it's it's plus 160. So.
Okay.
Braves.
I like
the Braves.
That. I like
that.
That'll
do.
That's nice. All right, so Braves money line. Sorry, I thought somebody was there's this dog that comes and visits us here, and it knocks on the door, and I heard the door knock, and I thought it was the dog, so I was going to see if the dog needed to be let in.
The dog knocks on your door, you answer it.
It's exactly. You get up and you answer the fucking door. Let the dog in.
Absolutely. 0 questions asked.
0, yeah. All right, Chef. Well, we have Betsky joining us. So we're going to, I guess you can 5-screen it if you want to stay up here with us for a little bit.
I'm good. I got a dip. I got some things, but it was great seeing you guys. Great seeing you chat. And
hey, chat, give Chef a dub for taking a shower today. Big dog. Big clean guy. Big clean guy. All right now.
Good job, guys. That was awesome.
That's awesome. All right, love you, buddy. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
All right,
take it easy.
bye.
Peace.
Later, man.
Big dubs. What a goat. All right, from one goat to another. And chat, where in the world is Gretzky Betsky's truly applies today? Because where in the world is Gretzky Betsky's? What's up, big dog?
Hola. Me llamo Gretzky Betsky.
Hola, ¿cómo
¿Cómo
estás?
estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Ah, yeah, sí. Oh, perros.
¿Dónde está tu
I'm live
cerveza?
right here in Mexico City, Mexico. Just absolutely gorgeous day. A little cloudy, mid 70s. Just the type of weather you want if you are a Carolina Hurricane ready to spank the Montreal Canadiens. I got no faith in the Canadiens in the series. It's probably going to take a magical Cinderella type run to get past the Carolina Canes. 2 weeks off does worry me a little bit, but we're getting some nice prices. I kind of can't believe it. Taylor Hall point, who is leading the team, is like minus 120 or minus 130 by now. Give me that all day. Yum, yum, yum. I would just add Logan Stankoven to that too. Or you could do the stinky 1.5 shots and a point. You're going to get about plus money value on that. Looks absolutely fantastic as well. Yeah, just hit me up with the Carolina second line. We got Miss Betsky and Aaron ordering some Asian fusion over there.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah, but
Let's go.
yeah, I also lean the under tonight. I think the Canes want to slog it down. I don't think they want to give Montreal any way to get back into this. And I think Dobish has looked great. I don't think the Canes will actually be able to run up the score really, but Montreal really needed that power play against the Sabres. Yeah. I don't think Canes are going to give them much opportunity to get on the PP. So
you can't have that. I have nothing to say for that. Well, thanks for being here with us, big dog. I know you want to go out and enjoy the. Can you show us just the other look? Show us where you're walking. Can we get a view? Because your face is glorious. But oh, look at that! Look at Mexico City. There you go, chat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
It's so cool.
Let's go. All right, dude. Well, go and enjoy the time in the Mexico City. There was also a guy walking behind you that had it looked like he was like following you with like treats or something. I almost wanted to have you stop and like grab something. But
yeah, I gotta hit some parlays. Because man, everything out here is so expensive. It was like 1,000 pesos for like a cerveza or something. Like every cerveza is like 300 pesos. It's like Jesus Christ, man. I haven't done the conversion, so I don't know what that actually comes out to, but it seems expensive.
Seems expensive. Yeah. Seems expensive. All right, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. Enjoy Mexico City. Be safe, and go, as Shag said, go get involved with the cervezas, por favor.
All right, adios.
Adios, amigo.
Adios.
What a goat.
What a goat.
What a
That's
goat.
awesome.
Yeah, this is so true, and this might have to turn into a thing.
Oh, for sure it should.
Indeed.
Straight up.
Well, I feel like I'm the only one that's a little bit worried about Carolina. Like, they haven't played in so long. They haven't played since the 9th. They have a 36-year-old goalie that has a lot of mileage on him. He's been great, but he was hurt earlier this year, played sub 40 games. And I do think that no matter how this series shakes out, I think that it's cool to kind of recognize that these are the top 2 arenas voted on by the players. Carolina is the toughest place to play, people say, and they literally talk about players, talk about getting to that first TV intermission without getting scored on, because they know the fans are just going to be absolutely bonkers after. So I'm super excited for this series, and I do really worry about Carolina, not just from the age perspective of the goaltender, but what were they really up to for these 12 days? They have the worst owner in sports. The scouting department this year, they were actually taking away their cell phone stipends. Their cell phone was used to be covered by the team. That was taken away. What else has been taken away? Are you hitting all these X's and O's on your 12 days off? Or am I just hating on a billionaire? I guess we find out tonight.
I think you're also just leaning into the fact that you're Canadian and you want the Canadian team to do well.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. Shags, I know you were nodding your head agreeing with Besky. Do you kind of lean with the Canes in the under like him?
Yeah, I love the under. I actually might have to tap that button and get involved there too, because I definitely think it's going to be stingy. He said it best. The Canes, they just play that style of hockey where they tire you out and don't let you get anything easy on net. They get in front of shots, put their bodies on the line, and play very, very slow defensive hockey. And on the other side of things, they'll just smack you in the mouth offensively too. They have those tools. They have plenty of attacks. So I like the under. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I do like the Canes to come out on top. I have backed the Canes in regulation. Famous last words there. -120 for Carolina to get it done in 60 minutes. Blind tail and Papa Shags here. But I know we have the rest versus rust theory. Carolina's been sitting at home for 12 days, whatever it may be. But they have a lot less miles on their skates, at least in this postseason. Yes, maybe they are a little bit older, like Sook was saying, but they've only played 8 games this postseason, whereas the Canadians have gone 7 games with both the Lightning and the Sabres. They've played 5 extra games just in this time period that the Canes have had off, resting, getting ready for this next series. And again, you have this Canes team that has had so much success in the regular season and even in the early rounds of the postseason and just can't really get over the hump. I think this is just the Canes' year. So I think they roll to a game 1 victory here, a low-scoring game 1 victory, probably 3-1 if I had to predict. But yeah, I like the Canes to get it done in 60 minutes.
Yeah, famous last words.
I mean, with the, I get it. I didn't bet it, and I didn't even put a banner in for Montreal money line +165. But like, they're so young, Shags, that I feel like maybe that won't be something that bothers them at all. They've stayed in a kind of flow state. They are the youngest team in the playoffs left, average age of 25, and like Hudson is absolutely incredible. So I'm so excited for this series. And even a guy like Newhook, who's drafted in the first round, Colorado gives up on him to just try to clear cap space, and now he's playing so good for them. I am so excited for this series.
Well, and there's a lot of parallels just with this series and what we saw with the Thunder and the Spurs, especially in talks of the playoff experience and age and stuff like that. And what did we see in the NBA? The Spurs, the young guns, they didn't care. They came out and won game 1. That could happen tonight with the Canadians, but overall in this series, I think it's definitely going to be Carolina.
All right. As you said, if not this year, when with Carolina?
Has to be sometime soon.
Baseball is happening. If you want more baseball stuff, we're going to chat baseball for just a minute before we close it out and talk about some hoops and then cook the parlay. The guys will be live directly after us on Off the Bump to break down everything that's happened today in the MLB and give you the moves on the baseball this evening. I got no thoughts on this game. I haven't really been a big fan of this Carolina series all season long. I lean with Carolina as well. But I would not be shocked if the Habs kind of continue the run that they're on and maybe make this game relatively interesting. I do like the under with you as well, Shags. However, I do know NZ, who wrote about this game at bettingnews.com, is on the over. So it's always hard to go against the homies, but kind of a stay away. I've been doing a lot of the ones where I take a point on either side or something like that, and I can't find value. I like the Stankoven mention from Betsky if you want to get involved. But maybe we'll have to do something a little different for the parlay from this game and take something. Maybe the under. I know we're fading Z a little bit, but I don't want Sook to have to press the Carolina button.
Not even on my book, boys.
Yeah, it's not even there, isn't it? Funny how that works.
Don't even give me the option.
Not even there.
If you do want to staple something, SPJ, I did look at that because you've been doing it, so I had it in my notes. I'm thinking Hudson was somebody. Guy's been putting up incredible amount of points. Looking like Brian Leach 2.0 out there, Bobby Orr, just 2 years in the league and just absolutely killing it. So I've been watching you kind of do that here for the last few weeks. So maybe you do something with him if you get to the window.
I mean, you can just take his point straight up. So it's -130. It's a little juicy, but
I got a line shot. My book is showing 170 right now.
For just a point?
Line shot.
For just a point.
Be like Beast McNeese. He pays attention during the morning spread, clearly.
See, be like Beast McNeese. And yes, Skit, and yes, Austin, we have not talked about the dub, but you know what? Let's do it right now.
Let's do it.
WNBA, 3 games tonight. It's been a really fun start to the season. Man, one of my favorite teams so far is early on to start the year. 2 of the top 5 scorers in the WNBA in points this year, boys, are on the same team. Not only are they on the same team, but they're on an expansion team, and they're on the Toronto Tempo. Marina Maybury, 4th on this list. Brittany Sykes is your number 1 scorer in the WNBA right now. Who would have thunk it? What a time to be alive. 3 games tonight. Tempo do play the Lynx. We'll talk about that game in just a second. Oh, your boy Skit. I'll just lead right into what you just said because I love that play. So let's get after it. Let's go to that game. And it's Kiki. Do you love me? But it's not Area Fin because she's off tonight. We got a new Kiki in town. Give me Kiki Rice over 3.5 rebounds. I really like this play. Skit talked about it. I like the RA too, if you can find it. It wasn't available when I was shopping around a little bit earlier. She's been really, really good for this team in the starting lineup. Guard, bigger guard though. She can rebound the basketball. She's had 7 and 5 rebounds in back-to-back games playing starter minutes. I really like the 4. I like the 5. You can take it up to a ladder if you want to. You can take the PR if you want to as well. She's scored really well the last 2 games, 19 and 15 points, but her volume is a little bit lower. Marina Maybury and Brittany Sykes should probably take a lot more shots for this offense. So I really like the 3s. The other side, Natasha Howard, PRA, give me 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Natasha Howard. I'm in a spot that I can't take PR. So if you want us to take the PR, feel free to do so. But Howard has been fantastic starting in the starting lineup for this Lynx team as they wait from the Fuchsia Collier's arrival from that ankle injury. Her and Olivia Miles have been running just the pick and rolls, off pick and rolls, off pick and rolls. And Natasha Howard has been hooping to start the season. She had 17, 9, and 7 assists. That's why I like taking the PRA in this particular situation as well. But again, if you have the PR, she's kind of a little bit more of a scorer and a border. So get after it there with the PRA for Natasha Howard in the same game. And then the last one for me, back to all reliable. On the Valkyries taking on the Liberty. Liberty 7.5 point favorites here. Liberty Bibbity. Don't know if we're going to get Sabrina Ionescu and Satu Sabali playing in their first game for the Liberty this season. Can't wait to see that happen when it does. May not be tonight. They're both GTDs. We shall see if they end up suiting up for the Liberty tonight. But they got the Valkyries coming to town, one of my favorite teams to bet last year, and we're backing them again, but not necessarily with the points. We're taking Veronica Burton over 10.5 rebounds and assists. She flirted with a triple-double when she played against the Liberty last season. She's been really good facilitating and rebounding to start the year this year. You can also just take the rebounds if you want. It's 3.5 for plus money. She hasn't hit that in 3 straight games, but against the Liberty, she's had 9, 5, 6, and 4 in her last 4 games against New York. I think that she's going to have to rebound, facilitate, and probably score if you want to look at the PRA, but I just went straight for the RA with Veronica Burton over 10.5 for plus money. So, okay, those are my 3 favorites. There's another game. I can't remember what the other one was. Mercury and Sparks. Now, in theory, this should be a really good game. Sparks don't play defense. Mercury are very good offensively to start the year. 177.5 point total, highest total on the board. I really want to take Alyssa Thomas's RA. Didn't end up doing it. Didn't get to the window. I also really want to take Kelsey Plum's points. Didn't end up getting to the window on that one either. Those are both leans. Those are probably both hitting, and I'm going to leave money on the table, but it's okay. I can't bet everything. Those are a couple of leans in that game. Should be a fun game tonight, though, between the Mercury and the Desert and one of the fastest-paced teams in the dub, the Sparks, to start the season. So, bing bong. There you go. There's some WNBA action for you guys, however you guys want to grip it and rip it.
Let's go.
Also,
Love
shout out
the
to Tempo. Smartest thing they ever did is to play in the smaller arena. That's going to sell out every night. And, like, they can't even keep those starter jackets in stock at most places.
Bro, they are really fun to watch, Suck. Really fun to watch.
Are they?
Like I said,
Oh.
top 5 point scorers so far to start the season in total points. 2 of them, Sykes number 1, 4th, Marina Maybury, both on the Tempo. Crazy.
Wow.
Yep. Shepherd's son also, what's up? Thanks for being here. NASCAR. Yeah. Rest in peace, Kyle Busch.
Oh, wow.
When did that happen? Did that happen today?
Kyle Busch died?
Or is he saying to, as in bet Kyle Busch?
No, he died.
Did that just happen today?
9 minutes
like
ago.
it.
How?
All the stories say they will be updated timely. No one is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not
a big NASCAR guy.
Experienced the severe illness resulting in a hospitalization is kind of all I'm reading.
Holy. 41
Damn.
is young.
41 is indeed young. And I do know, I mean, he's a very famous racer. So, I mean, everybody, even if you're a casual sports fan, you know who Kyle Busch is.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Did you guys see the Bussin' with the Boys guys? They're going to start a new NASCAR show as well.
No.
Yeah,
No, I missed that.
yeah, they think that it's like kind of a niche sport that has a lot of fans, but for whatever reason, they feel like streamers are kind of letting the sport down. So they kind of saw the F1 blow up, and they think that they can do it for the homegrown product.
You can get Michael Jordan palming your head when you win.
Yeah, I forgot he's in NASCAR now too.
Hey, man. And see, there you go. Pour one out for the man tonight. Rip a Busch latte like Beast McNeese for Kyle Busch. Okay. We'll finish off the show talking basketball, but I know, Shags, you've got some baseball for the kiddos. I know you said you like the Braves, but let's go dancing, because I know that your favorite play of the day, the Rhythm Model loves it as well. So let's put our dance shoes on.
This is the rhythm of my life, oh yeah, I know you wanna say it. This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
Here we go, folks. Rhythm play of the day. Wow, those are a lot better odds than I got. Holy hell, you love to see that. Diamondbacks on the run line, minus the 1.5. Look, I line shopped this morning. The best odds I found, minus 104. Apparently, it's all the way up to plus 120 now, which makes me love this play even more. Maybe I'll have to double down at the current odds. But the D-backs hosting the Colorado Rockies today at Chase Field. These two teams actually just went head-to-head this weekend, where the Snakes stole 2 out of 3 at Coors Field. Now they get to host the Rockies, who are going to have a bullpen game for the Rockies. Zach Agnes on the bump for Colorado. He's not going to last more than a couple innings, but on the bump for the Diamondbacks, Eduardo Rodriguez. Lefty has been a stud so far this season. Actually just pitched against the Rockies on Saturday. He didn't do well. He gave up 3 runs in 5.1 innings on 9 hits, but he sat down 6 batters as well. It was his first loss of the season. Second time around facing these guys, I think he turns it around, figures it out. Colorado already does not hit well away from home. 245 average, drops to 236 away from home. During the month of May, they're hitting just 227. They've lost 2 straight. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. They're 3-8 in their last 11. Rodriguez, his 2.53 ERA, it drops down to 1.65 at home. He's got a sub 1.0 whip at Chase Field as well. I got faith in him shoving tonight in front of his hometown fans, and then we just need the Diamondbacks bats to come alive. So give me the D-backs on the run line, minus the 1.5, plus 120. I'm probably just going to go book that again because I got to get those odds, because those odds are incredible. Plus 120 for the D-backs on the run line. Rhythm play of the day. Use code VIBES25 for 25% off your first month. Pay for tools, not for picks.
Are you actually seeing a plus 120 somewhere available? Because I just trusted the modeling and the numbers they were giving me. I didn't actually go and look to make sure that the line was shoppable at plus 120.
Okay, fair. It actually, no, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
There is a minus 102, which is better than I found, but minus 104, that'll work. That'll work.
That's fine.
Basically even money.
I think that this the model maybe hadn't updated from maybe when the line dropped, as in
that's okay.
But
that's true. There's been steam in the Diamondbacks' favor.
Mm-hmm. It's always scary, but I know you were on it. Model loved it. Get
Yes,
after it.
sir.
You guys know the deal. Anything else on the diamond?
Nope, that's all I got.
Sook doesn't even know where that tab is in his book. So.
They don't have it on his book.
No, they really don't.
No Canes
okay, boys.
betting, no MLB betting.
No. Let's
And
finish
there's
it
only
out.
one book, and there's only one.
No shopping either. No shopping. Shags is frozen. All right, let's finish it out. We kind of talked a little bit with the chef earlier about the game in the Garden tonight. Game 2, Cavs, Knicks. 5.5 points is the spread now for the Knicks. So the Cavs getting a little bit of love. They were 6.5 for most of the day, and then it dropped to 5.5. 215.5 point total. I got 3 props that I like. I know you guys gabbed. I know, Shags, you gabbed about it with the quants this morning on Morning Spread.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let you lead us off. What are you kind of thinking in this game, and what do you like here?
Oh, I'll keep it short and sweet. I went back to Donovan Mitchell 2 stocks plus 100. I think it's a very comfortable spot coming off 6 steals. And I do think that these lead guards, ever since Garland was there, they have always been attacked. They have always kind of relied on their front line, but now we're in the playoffs. I love the way that D. Mitch played last game. And after the haymaker that the Knicks threw at them, I think that's a comfortable price. I literally was going to go to my book and go, if the 2.5 stocks is plus money, I'll probably still bet the over. Ended up being 2. So I was a happy boy, and I went ahead and put my unit on it.
Defense.
Let's go.
From D. Mitch. That's crazy.
Have you guys seen that thing that's like that there's like 5 NBA players that are close to like having LeBron level hairline very soon? It's like Cooper Flag, Tyler Kolek. There's just all the white boys so dirty.
Yikes. Alex Caruso had to embrace that as well. I saw a fantastic tweet of someone saying of the Monstars. It was like the Monstar with Porky the Pig, and it was like a Wemby versus Alex Caruso. Or not Porky the Pig, is it Elmer Fudd? I can't remember who it was, but all right, I got 3 props. I'll keep it short and sweet. So this was for you. The German, Dennis Schroeder, over 2.5 assists, minus 110. Now, chat, you're probably like, SPJ, what are we doing, man? Why are we betting on the guy who's going to come off the bench and probably only play about 20 minutes? He had 5 assists, chat, in game 1. He's out there for his veteran leadership, his veteran experience. Maybe, just maybe, Harden or D. Mitch gets in foul trouble in this game, and they have to roll Schroeder out there for a little bit longer. But he's hit this also in 6 straight games against the Knicks, with 5 and 4 and quite a few of them. So pretty heavily over the 2.5 line. So I'm kind of leaning into the fact that I think this Cavs team does bounce back, and I think Schroeder will definitely help out with that. Oh, reliable. I know, Shags, you're on this with me too. At this in game 1, it was free. Can't wait for Mikal Bridges, for London Bridges to go falling down, because at some point he is going to fall back down to earth. Hopefully it's not tonight, though, when we're all on it. It's been really good. He really good score as the kind of de facto secondary option for Brunson. Cat was pretty pedestrian in game 1. OG didn't really have a good scoring game either, but Bridges was really good. Got well over this PRA line, hitting 5 straight, and has good success against the Cavs. And then the Kansas bearded man, straight back. The line hasn't moved, boys. No idea why it hasn't. Going back to the Wade machine. Dean Wade, over 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's in the starting lineup. He's out there to guard Jalen Brunson. We only need a couple triples, Dean. He had 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists in game 1 in the first quarter. Maybe we can do something similar once again in this game. He's hit this line as well, also again 4 times straight against the Knicks, all of them being this season. So I think we're going to see something similar. Surprised they didn't move it up to 10.5, but I will happily take it once again.
Let's go. Dean Wade. To the moon.
To the moon, baby. Stifler, go watch the first 20 minutes, big dog. Love you. Love you, mean it. Also, come on, you Gunners. Haha. Okay. You guys got anything else on this game? Real quick leans. What do you guys think? Cavs or Knicks? Who's winning?
Knicks.
Cavs.
New York.
New York. Cavs.
New York.
I think Jared Allen also has another good game. We've seen it time and time again. He has a bad game, good game. He likes to respond.
I also, Mobley was very good in game 1 too. I was looking at maybe coming back to him as well, but I like the Cavs too.
Were you looking at the points or like the PRA?
The PRA.
Okay.
PR even? What did he have? 16 rebounds in game 1? When I was looking at 14 boards in game 1. Yeah, Asiatic. No bias baked into this one. Love it.
New York.
Stifler, I love you. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's cook and let's pass it off. Got a couple minutes. We got taken a couple of minutes from the no plays off guys, so we'll pass it off to these bumpy boys down below. You guys want to roll with the under in the Habs Canes?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm in.
We're getting plus money on it too.
We don't need to force Sook to bet on Carolina.
Yeah, he won't. He just will take that leg out. He won't bet it. I know he won't.
Nah, let's take the under.
Okay, so under 5.5 for Canes Habs. 7,000 goals incoming. Under. Okay. Chef like the Braves. Shags, you like the D-backs, as does the model. Do we want to roll with just the Diamondbacks on the money line?
Sure.
Yep, it's fine with me. Nice juicy leg.
Juicy leg. Juicy leg. Okay. Of the WNBA game, of the good WNBA stuff that I mentioned, did you guys anything stick out to you?
I think we got to go with Kiki.
I was gonna say that rebounding line for the 6th overall pick feels so low.
Right.
I'm down to clown.
Kiki, do you love me? 3.5 rebounds. Let's get it. Okay, and then in the NBA, you guys want the Kansas caveman to take us home and tuck us in again?
I was gonna say Bridges, just because you and me are both on him, but then he'll sell the entire community and the parlay.
That's so okay. Then we'll all suffer together.
Or he'll cash us out again.
Either way.
Chat, do you guys want Dean Wade in here or Mikal Bridges? You guys decide. You tell us.
Dean Wade is the Celtics killer. So if Vsauce was here, he'd say Dean Wade.
Both
of them. You can do that. Mikal, Bridges, both.
Bridges,
Clarkson.
Both. Clarkson.
both. Or go Bridges. That chat likes both. Hey, poor Kayla knows those. If you do a Betty 5, it gets it over to plus 1,000. But we're gonna go with Bridges over 19.5 PRA plus 775, guys. So we've got the under 5.5 in the Habs Canes. Just the Diamondbacks to win straight up. Just get the job done. Kiki, do you love me? Over 3.5 rebounds, and then Mikal Bridges over 19.5 PRA.
I say you can either add Dean Wade in there, make it a 5-legger plus 1,000, or you can probably just take the D-backs on the run line. That
would also get it.
That probably gets it to plus 1,000 too.
Indeed. So go soft with us. Go hard with yourself. However you want to do it. You get after it. Living large. Hello. Okay. Good stuff, boys.
For the interest of time, I'm going to let that one slip. Slip right by me.
I said it on purpose. Chat picked it up and put it down. You guys do what you want to do, man. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life.
We're out of time.
All right. Before we do pass it off, because we got 30 seconds, and I know Danny has a softball game, so we can't leave him too much time. I need a 30-second reaction to this from you, Mr. Shaggy Betts, because you'll love this. So you can give reactions too. For in honor of the new Scary movie coming out. This is the popcorn bowls that will be distributed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thoughts?
I saw that. Probably doesn't work as well as you need it to.
Yeah,
probably is better for just eating, not for.
There's going to be people in the theater like this.
cheap.
Someone take a screenshot. Where's Padge? Padge probably loves this. Nice and buttery. Yeah, I don't really think they thought it through, but
no.
Great for the lore.
And those buckets are always so expensive.
The little banger with the butter in it actually makes me laugh, though. That is great.
It does. I like how you call it the little banger too. Shags knows ball.
Yeah, he does.
Come on now, people. You guys know what I used to call myself.
Oh, the OGs remember. Tail the Betspresso 4 if you'd like to, but don't go anywhere. Another hour, a little less than an hour, with these lads getting off the bump with you guys talking about the MLB tonight. So stick around. That's Shags. That's Sook. My name is SPJ. I hope you guys enjoyed your afternoon Betspresso, and we will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, chat.
We are right back in the mix. A little sneak peek. Sook was ready to talk some baseball. I was pumped.
Get in
now
here,
I'm a bit
Sook.
upset.
Come on, Sook.
I don't
see you front of me to my face, you jerk.
Unfortunately, you're just stuck with us per usual. Danny Burke, Adam Kaufman on the Betting News Network. It is off the bump, and we will be here for the next hour talking plenty of Major League Baseball, recapping the action we saw earlier today, previewing the games that we still have to go for this evening. We'll do a betting trend update per usual from our guy Adam and see how he's been doing over the past week and overall. And if we have a little time, as we like to dabble with, we'll hit the hardwood. We got a big game in the Eastern Conference, Adam. Of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the New York Knicks. But as you texted me right before, because, I got a softball game. So I was like, ideally, I got a hard-ish out at 6. And you're saying you're a little under the weather. You tested positive for the flu. Is that right?
Yeah, that seems to be the case. I mean, according to my wife, who is the resident tester around this place, she works in healthcare. She's got these things lying around, and so yeah, look, I see you still hanging out there, Sook. Get out of here. Go live in the comments section, you nerd.
Cough, man.
I am feeling. I am feeling a certain way. I got to tell you, and so yeah, look, no plays off was fun. Hanging out with you is going to be fun, but I am definitely in powering through mode, and then hopefully by any given wager tomorrow, I don't know, I'll be heavily medicated and won't know up from down. But at the moment, I'm not at my best. Yeah, it could be the flu. Seems like flu A. It was going around the house for a little while. I ducked it. I avoided it. I was, I was stiff arming the thing, but it might have found me. Might have found me, Danny.
For what it's worth, you still look like you're in good shape. Outside of the cough, I wouldn't have been able to tell. And that's what I was going to say too, Adam. Like, I mean, are you just ultimately screwed if one of your kid brings it home? I mean, you just know that you're in trouble regardless, or are you usually able to separate yourself?
Well, look, I mean, you can't just up and quarantine. That's not on the table. The kids, they need caring for, Danny. I realize that, it's you and Mona.
Your wife's in healthcare. You're just like, you got it handled, I got to go on air.
I do that with most things. Don't get me wrong, but it is still, as it is, we're in zone coverage. We got 3 kids, man. We can't do the man-to-man thing. So someone always needs a little something. And odds are, if someone's sick, someone else is sick. And so you can't just, just isolate one person from the rest of the family. You got to care for him, Danny. You got to nurture him. You got to get him back to health, get him what's right. But unfortunately, like a, nursery school, it's a cesspool. It's a petri dish. It all just passes itself around until it ultimately runs through everybody, unless you're lucky. And there are a couple very rare instances where maybe everybody in the house has something, but I don't, or my wife doesn't, or one kid misses it. I was pretty good through the winter. I don't think I got sick, not in any meaningful way, the entire winter. But now all of a sudden the weather turns nice and it got me. It found me, Danny, and I'm not happy about it.
Man, that's the worst when you get sick and it starts getting warm outside. I mean, it sucks in general, but especially once you get that warm weather finally and you're sniffling and you're coughing, and yeah, it's a tough recipe to have. But I'm glad you're powering
it's
through.
Not even that, Danny. It's what we do, right? Like there are just certain things that whatever it is, like whatever you do for work, some setback of some kind is more convenient or inconvenient than another. Like if I don't know, I'm like shit, I don't know. Like if I did some sort of manual labor or something like that for a living, and if I like tweaked my ankle, that would be a real problem, right? That would probably impact my ability to go and mow lawns or do whatever it is. I could sit here and do a show like this with you with a tweaked ankle, no big deal. When I sit here and I'm coughing every 3 seconds while I'm trying to fucking talk, that's an impact on what we do right here. That's a problem.
Oh, man. Hey, yeah, you're holding up okay.
You can't get enough.
Prince Jats in the chat says, hello, gents. Yes, we've got almost 4,000 watching us, so the pressure is on Adam to limit the cough damage as much as possible through the top of the hour. But you're doing good so far. It's okay. Six staying around just to see how often you're going to be coughing in this show.
Keep a count. Keep a count. There's more coming.
Well, Adam, we might as well dive into it because I do want to talk a little bit of hoops with you, and I'm sure you want to give your 2 cents on tonight's game. And I haven't heard what you're betting, so I'm curious. So let's go ahead and do our recap from today's action in Major League Baseball that we saw. We had an NL Central matchup between the Cardinals and the Pirates. Pittsburgh, those bats stay hot. They took care of business 6-2 over St. Louis. Ashcraft was a starter for Pittsburgh, went 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, only 4 hits and 1 earned run. On the flip side, Dustin May continues to struggle. 4 earned runs, 6 hits, 7 Ks was solid, but ultimately not enough to get the job done. So Pittsburgh getting the win 6-2 over St. Louis. Another division battle out in the American League. Cleveland with a 3-1 victory over Detroit. Cantillo, he had 3 hits given up, 6 Ks, no earned runs. That was through 5.2 innings, so a good outing from him. Casey Mize on the other side, not too shabby. Of course, was a 3-1 game, so he went 6.2 innings, 4 Ks, 4 hits. Really, Casey Mize has been slowly picking it up. It's just a matter of whether or not he's going to get any offensive production, and he has not been getting that, nor has any pitcher on Detroit, as they fall to the 31st loss of the year. So another struggling game for the Detroit Tigers. Currently, Adam, bottom of the 8th. The New York Mets lead 2-1 over the Washington Nationals. So we'll keep tabs on that one. Both teams have 4 hits. Peterson went for the Mets, went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, and 3 Ks. Cavalli on the other side, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks, and 4 hits for Cavalli. So he's been an absolute stud, or pardon me, was a stud. Beater came in for him, but a great outing overall. But the Mets do have the lead 2-1, and we still have 4 more games to preview. Marlins, Braves, Blue Jays, Yankees, A's and Angels, Rockies, and Diamondbacks, which we will get to momentarily. But Adam, from today's slate of earlier games, any takeaways, or were there any of those that fell in line with the system betting?
Okay, 2 things. I will start with the takeaways. And how much am I lagging too? Is this all bad? I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place.
A little bit, but I didn't want to rain on your parade.
No, I can tell from your face that it's just not great. I might need to refresh and come back in or something like that. But if you want to put up with it for a hot second, God, it's even annoying me as I look at it. Everything is going to hell in a handbasket here, Danny. That's what's happening. Right? Let me close. I'm going to close a couple of things.
All right. If you need to refresh, let me know, because then I can break down one of these games.
You talk for a second. I'm going to refresh and see if we can clean this up, and then I'm going to come away. I'm going to come back with takeaways and system reaction from earlier.
All right, good deal.
All right.
Pause on Adam Kaufman, ladies and gentlemen. He will be back in the fold momentarily. But like I said, we do have 4 games to preview for the night slate. I did do an article, bettingnews.com, under the MLB News tab, so you can get more in depth, or at least just a write-up, because I'm sure we'll go plenty in depth for the 3 plays that I have. But the first game of the night slate, 6:40 p.m. Eastern time, first pitch, you have the Marlins and the Braves. Now, this is going to be a pretty interesting pitching matchup, and this is the 4th game of this series. Now, Atlanta continues to roll. I mean, they've won the last 2 games against Miami, 9-1 last night, 8-4 on Tuesday night. Now, the Marlins put the smackdown in the first game, 12-0. But tonight, this is going to be a good one, because you've got Sandy Alcantara, the former Cy Young winner, and then you got Spencer Strider, who's slowly but surely looking like he's going to get back into form. Take over Embiid in the chat says, any lines for your softball game, Danny? Where's the juice? It's funny you say that, because we've had the same team since high school, and this is 16-inch softball, by the way. So we use our bare hands. It's only a Chicago thing to play 16-inch. 12-inch is traditionally played where you have gloves, like women play 12-inch, and obviously men play as they get older, but we do 16-inch. So we have been doing this team since we were like seniors in high school. So it's been, I don't know, like 12 years of running on that. And our team name is the 16-inchers. And, we used to set the line somewhat, because when I started getting into the betting world and doing shows, and I moved back from Vegas to Chicago, my boy would always take a picture of me and set the lines, and then do the recap after the game. So we usually did a good job at covering, hitting the team totals, all of that. We're missing a handful of guys because of Memorial Day weekend, so the line may be a little bit skewed here, Embiid. I'm going to put us at, let's say, 3.5 on the run line. I was going to say 4.5, but again, we are missing some key bats. One guy's running late. So I'm going to say 3.5, minus 110 each way. Total, probably like, let's go 13.5. I'll put the total at. I'll update you the next time we talk. I'll update you and let you know. But 3.5 in favor of the 16-inchers. Total, I think I said at 13.5. So that's what we'll monitor for my softball game tonight. What everybody is jonesing to hear about. But going back to Atlanta and Miami. Now, again, this is a pretty interesting game, guys, because Spencer Strider really is the one to consider and how much you can trust him. I was going to look at his strikeouts prop over. I think it was 6.5. Miami's been pretty damn disciplined at the plate, though, so that's what kept me off. But you see Atlanta anywhere from about minus $1.30 to minus $1.40, maybe favorite, if they're even teetering up there. But I do like Spencer Strider and what we've been seeing out of him, and that's where I would lean. This is the one game that I don't have anything in. I'm trying to pull up his numbers really quick, but naturally Fangraphs is not cooperating at this time. But I do want to point out that Strider, through these 3 starts, he's kind of coming off a little bit of a lackadaisical performance in the K department in the prior start, and he is walking 6 guys per 9 innings, but you're still getting him at sub 7% home run to fly ball rate. BABIP is 241. Left on base rate is 84%. ERA is 245. The xERA is 288, which is good, as is his FIP at 359. But where it gets a little concerning is the 414 on his xFIP. Now, that's not terrible, but the strikeout to walk ratio isn't tremendously high, but he isn't getting hit too hard. His skill interactive ERA also scares you a bit at 431. Prince Jazz says, I like Strider over 16.5 outs. Wow, that actually seems kind of low here. Let's look at the games. Hey, we got Adam back.
Back with you, baby. I think
there
that's
we
a little
go. All right, really quick. I'm going to rifle this off, Adam. Strider, 5.1 in the last outing, 6 in the second, 3.1 in the first, but that was at Coors, so take that lightly. 4 strikeouts, 8 strikeouts, 6 strikeouts, respectively, his last 3 games. I kind of like the 16.5 outs, Prince Jazz. And then Jerry says Braves run line. I don't mind it, but the Braves have screwed me plenty of times, so I will sit on the sideline, Jerry, but it's very hard to go up against his gauntlet of a team. So especially with the way I'm feeling about Strider, and I know a lot of people are, and the metrics are indicating for the most part, doesn't seem like too bad an option, but certainly like what Prince Jazz said about 16.5 outs for Strider. All right, Adam, we got you back. You're looking a bit clearer. I think we got you. I think we got you,
yes, sir.
Nice and pristine.
Mostly. All right. So you would ask for takeaways and system related information for the early part of the slate here. So here's what's up. So it's funny. Obviously, we know at this point not feeling well, and I don't like. This is where sports betting, when you are compulsive about it, the way that I am and the way that I'm sure you are, you start to, unfortunately, hobbies or whatever you're into, they should be built around your schedule, right? It becomes somewhat problematic when you are building your schedule around these things. Well, that's where I am pretty much with sports betting. It's like, all right, how do I work around? So anyway, I'm like, I don't feel well. I need to lie down. And of course, I get into bed to lie down, to like go back to bed, right? Like to take this nap, knowing I've got a couple shows later in the day. Well, I got to look at the slate and I got to see what time things start and what boosts do I have available. When do these things need to be used by? I see the Fun Book offers a home run boost, which feels like it's doing every flipping day at this point, by the way. I'm terrible at betting home runs, just not good at it. I know the guys, like it's not like I'm picking the wrong guys, so to speak, but I'm picking them on the wrong day for sure. And I look at the early games because I'm like, I may not be up, because this is like 12:30 or something. Like I'm going to take a short nap, but it might not be so short that I'm going to be up before these first games begin shortly after 1 o'clock Eastern. So is there anyone, excuse me, anyone in these early games that I'm going to potentially use my boost on? The only one that I even consider across the first 2 games is Brandon Lau for Pittsburgh. I look at him and I think, man, this guy's like, I don't ever seem to get him on the right day. So I'm just going to stay away from him. Naturally, his first at bat of the game, inside the park home run.
Inside the park too? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, like he hit it like 340 feet off the top of the wall. Funky ricochet. Everyone chasing it around like a bunch of elementary schoolers. Easy inside the park home run.
Oh my God.
Which of course I didn't invest in, and it was great odds. It was like, I don't even know. I could be fudging this, but it was like 560, 570, something like that. That would have been nice with a boost. But of course I didn't use it. Where I did use it, by the way, I invested in Ben Rice to homer today. So I'm telling you that so that you don't. He's not gonna homer today. He'll probably homer tomorrow.
Right.
He's not going to homer today. I just want all of you to know I used my boost on Ben Rice. I was between him and Mike Trout. Okay. So Trout's going deep.
Right.
You should invest in Mike Trout. Don't invest in Ben Rice. You asked for takeaways, I'm giving you a takeaway. Now the system, and I don't know how heavily you want to transition into system related talk, and I can update you obviously on where things are at. System, excuse me, is system was really interesting when I looked at it first thing this morning, because I went to bed not early. I watched the basketball game last night, but I went to bed pretty much right when it ended, and I wasn't waiting out the baseball games. But when I looked at, I always look at the system and what is at play, what is potentially going to be a play before I actually look at the slate and who's playing. And I made a list, and there were like 10 eligible teams, I think, for system plays going into today. I was like, wow, we're going to have a nice fat card. And then I look, and almost none of them in action today, which means we may have a gigantic Friday card on the system. Today, 2 plays. That's it. One of them is already in successfully, and that was the Cleveland Guardians against Detroit. So the Guardians got us a win, and a plus money win at that. They were a plus 105. The other one is actually a smaller one of my half unit plays, not even actually. And that is a Diamondbacks SGP, because they are ballpark minus 200, minus 210, something like that. Excuse me. So what I did with them, and I've talked about this before, was a first 5 full game money line parlay situation, which brought the odds to, I think it was like minus 160, minus 165, and I invested in that. So it's the Guardians, which again, in Diamondbacks, we will wait on a little bit later on at this point in time. So light card, as far as the overall system, and I'm just looking at one thing quickly here. So I have all the latest up-to-date information. Yeah, so we have, it's funny, we're almost through 300 plays at this point. We are, the overall record, and I know the record doesn't matter, but I always like to share it. The overall record is 149 and 141. Teams that I have used most often, there are a bunch in double digits at this point. The only team, there's one team that I have used more than 20 times, and that's the Rays, who I'm 16-5 with, or really they're 16-5 for me. The Red Sox still have only been used one time. They were on the list, however, for a system play today, but again, not playing. So in theory, using them tomorrow, but I haven't looked ahead to all of the matchup data there. Marlins continue to be winless, 0-3. Angels, 0-5. Your Cubbies, 15-3. Just wanted to share that with you. But it's funny. The overall investment on system plays at this point has now exceeded $7,000. And we are, including the Guardians game, negative a little less than 1 unit. So 7.
You've kind of hovered there for a bit, right? Right around that even mark.
Yeah. So we, at our worst, as we've talked about, it was negative 20 units. And then it got hot for a while, the system, and we got as high as plus 8.5 units. And that was 2 weeks ago. Then there was kind of a decline for a couple weeks, and I'm just, then we got down as much as 5 units, and now it's been going back the other way a little bit. So yeah, with the Guardians today, down a little less than 1 unit, which yeah, it's just, ebbs and flows. It's the roller coaster, as we've talked about, but it is interesting. Some of the teams we've been able to just ride, and it's been awesome. Again, your Cubs, the Rays, the Guardians are obviously hot right now, which is wonderful. We'll see what happens with the D-backs later, but it's a smaller play regardless. But tomorrow, again, depending on matchups anyway, because as we've talked about, if you have system plays going against one another, it just voids the game entirely. Mm-hmm. I prefer a bigger card. I'm hoping that is not the case. I want as much data as possible. I don't like when games, void themselves out. Sean Beasy asking about the Cardinals. Cardinals 9-7 on the system. So, yeah, let me down. What, yesterday? Yeah, let me down yesterday. Yesterday was the only loss. Yesterday was a 4-1 day, and the Cardinals were the lone setback, unfortunately, which only hurt because I also had them in a parlay. But that doesn't count toward system data. That was just for me.
Sean Beasy also mentioned in the chat, bases loaded, no outs for the Mets. Still bases loaded, but 1 out now. So we'll update there at the top of the 9th to see if they can tack on some insurance runs. Would be very Mets-like for them to not capitalize there with bases loaded and no outs. But again, 1 strike, 1 out right now. Top of the 9th, Mets up 2-1, bases jacked. So we'll see. Oh, now it's 2 outs.
No homers in that game, right?
Let me double check.
I don't think so.
Correct. No home runs.
Soto went deep a couple times yesterday.
Yeah, my goodness. I mean, they're gonna soil this. What a joke. How did they? So it was lined out the second, struck out swinging. All right, we'll see. The Nationals can somehow get out of this. Adam, I always had this question, and I want to make sure I remembered it correctly.
Okay.
I think it was, what is worse, to not get to not score a run with bases loaded and no outs, or to not capitalize on a power play? I think that's what I would ask. Like, as a sports fan, what are you more upset about?
Way worse to have the bases loaded, nobody out, and you don't get a run home. I mean, you got to consider that. I don't know what the data is in terms of like overall batting average or run production data surrounding a team with the bases loaded, and in general, independent of how many outs. But obviously, if you have no outs, you're just thinking about a ground ball. Maybe they turn 2, right, but as long as they don't have a force out at home plate, you get a run. A sac fly scores a run. Never mind hits and errors and walks and other things that can drive in runs. Like, you have a multitude of ways that you can, if we're talking about what's more disappointing, not scoring on the power play versus not scoring with the bases loaded and 2 outs, I would say the power play. But you've got, again, so many chances. I mean, 3 technically, I realize, but you know what I'm saying. So many chances with, so many different ways that you can offensively impact things with the bases loaded and nobody down. A power play, the best teams in the NHL, like the absolute high watermark, you're in the high 20s percentile of scoring on the power play. I mean, that's still, that again, let's just say 30%, which is an egregious success rate. Let's just say, you're successful 3 out of 10 times. I mean, that's difficult.
I have the numbers for you too. So it might have been, I can't remember if it was that, but either way, I'm in complete agreement that it's obviously bases loaded. But then I was curious to take it a step further for 5-on-3 power play. So just based on a quick Google search, Major League Baseball team scores at least 1 run with bases loaded and no outs 85 to 86% of the time.
Feels right.
5-on-3 power play, converting 35 to 45% of the time, which I actually thought that one would be a little bit higher. I was kind of shocked.
Well, I guess the other thing to remember, and I don't know if this is part of, what you're reading, but how long is the 5-on-3, right? Like it's not often that you're going to get a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. I mean, it does happen, but that's not common, so, conversely, like, is it a 5-on-3 for only 20 seconds? Like, that skews the data as well. So, I guess I would have to know a little bit more on the clock there.
No, that makes sense. Mets did not capitalize, so they contribute to the other side of that percentile.
So now don't you kind of, unless you're a Mets fan, obviously, now don't you kind of hope the Nationals win? Like the Mets to have the bases loaded and nobody out in the 9th inning with a chance to really pad a lead and add some insurance runs. They get nothing. I would love to see the Nats lead off the 9th with a solo homer.
I'll tell you this much. If I had invested in the Mets or any team, for example, and they did that, I would know for a fact that my team, despite having the lead, would then blow it. So if you're looking for an in-game spot, rooting purposes in-game either way. I don't hate that.
Like if the Mets were a system play today, I would be certain the Nationals are about to win this game.
I see like plus 455 at one book for the Nationals.
Well, imagine what it was 10 minutes ago.
Right. I'm going to throw a little bit on it. Why not? Let's have some excitement here.
There you go.
Might as well.
Just a little cup of coffee.
Yeah, just a cup of coffee. The Mets have done me dirty all year, so they can blow this game and give me a nice little chunk of change here. We'll take it. No complaints there. Adam, I did a little breakdown of this Braves and Marlins game. Did you have any thoughts there? Obviously, outside of the system plays for the rest of these games tonight, we could dive into that, but I didn't have anything here. I kind of liked what Prince Jazz was saying about over 16.5 outs for Strider. I know Jerry liked the run line. A lot more familiarity with these Braves bats against Sandy Alcantara as opposed to Strider against the Marlins, so maybe that benefits them too. I lean Braves, but I didn't end up taking anything in this spot.
So I haven't taken anything. Anything that I give you obviously is just feel kind of play. Mm-hmm. I would go under 7.5 as again, I'm not going to, just full transparency. But if you said to me, hey, you have to make a play on the total, I would go under. And I would lean toward the Braves. I know the sample size is smaller with Alcantara, or with Strider, pardon me. Alcantara's been pretty solid this year. This is generally a situation where I could kind of talk myself into an Atlanta first 5, except I'm not going to be the least bit surprised if, Miami's up 2-1 after 5 innings. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I would like to say the Braves money line, like the Braves will win the game, and I would do the full game just because they're the superior team and they're the hotter team and all of that. But yeah, I pay a lot of attention, as you well know by now, to pitching matchups. And I think this pitching matchup is just way too, way too close to have incredible conviction in this game.
Adam, I have the game on. This is insane. First batter. I don't know who it was, but he popped it up. And for some reason, the center fielder, Ewing, takes like 3 steps back. And then he's sprinting. Yeah, Shout Beezy's cracking up too. I mean, this was ridiculous. He's sprinting. And you're like, oh, he's going to get it. And he just keeps running. Like, where's this ball going? He dives and he fumbles it. So now the Nationals have the leadoff runner on second with nobody out. Like, this is like the most Mets play of all time.
What are those odds now?
Yeah, good question. Oh, I just couldn't believe the field. The wind must be just a beast,
or he just 450 a second ago.
Yeah, let's see.
All the more reason that, like, if the wind is that big a problem, you had to get a run in the top of the inning.
Yeah. Plus 146, by the way. I see it's that same book now.
Cut it by 75%.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Devin Williams on the bump. Man on second for the Nats. Nobody out, down 1 run. Will the Mets blow this? We sure hope.
This is going, either the Nats are going to walk it off or it's going to extras.
Yeah. I mean, Nats got to show them how to take advantage now. Now you got Garcia Jr. at the plate, lefty. I'll keep you updated with what goes on there, but my goodness, what a brutal start for the
Mets. I saw you start to laugh. I'm like, is this a-hole laughing because I'm hacking up a lung over here? It's like, no. Nope, it's just the Mets are going to Met. That's what it is. Sean.
Exactly. Yep. Mets are gonna Met. No doubt about it. Adam, let's talk about this Yankees and Blue Jays matchup tonight. This is a good one this evening. And I'm seeing some value on Toronto. I wrote up about this, and I actually did take a little piece of the Blue Jays at plus 130. I just thought this price was a bit too much for Toronto, given this matchup against Carlos Rodon, the veteran southpaw, making his third start of the season. First outing against the Brewers, just 4.1 innings, 3 earned runs on 2 hits, but he walked 5 and struck out 4, so not too great. His xFIP came out to 607. He also went up against the Mets, a little bit better, but only 3.2 innings, but 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Rodon over the past year and a half or so, Adam, has kind of been shaky, and maybe it's a bit anecdotal, but his underlying metrics aren't terrible. They're a little concerning, but he just kind of goes back and forth on whether you can trust him. And against this Blue Jays team that has been improving against lefties over the past month, I think they're really live here, and especially at that appealing price of plus 130. Now, the Blue Jays are taking a bullpen approach. It looks like they're going to have Braden Fisher to start, but then it will turn to Spencer Miles. Miles has taken this role the past 2 games, 6.2 innings he's totaled. Just 4 hits, no earned runs, 7 Ks, and only 2 walks during that span. And his xFIP has stayed below 2.80 in both of those outings. It's scary to go against the Yankees, Adam, but I'm not really trusting Rodon. And the market's certainly shifting toward Toronto. And at plus 130, even like plus 125, I think it's a viable look for the Blue Jays. So that's what I'm taking a stab at out on the East Coast.
Well, I think the meaningful thing that you said, and I agree, is how do you trust Rodon the way that he is throwing right now? And I know, again, limited sample, but even still, it's just not been pretty. And so I wonder, I guess if I'm going to be consistent, the hemming and hawing internally there was first 5 versus full. Mm-hmm. I guess ultimately, talk it out with me. The question becomes, do you want to remove the bats from the Yankees for half the game and say, all right, Rodon hasn't been good, Fisher's been good. I'm going to lean into Fisher being just a little bit better or as good. I'll take first 5 money line for Toronto. Probably not going to get as good a number as the full game, but it's still plus money. And let's just hope things go well for 5. Versus, maybe the bullpen comes in and struggles because the Yankees have all those bats.
Right.
What's the better situation? If you wanted to, it sounds like we both would want to take a stab at the Blue Jays, but do you want to do it saying, I have more trust in going against Rodon basically for the first 5 versus just letting the full game play itself out when the Yankees are clearly the superior and heavily favored team?
No, it's a really good question, because there's certainly a chance that Rodon doesn't go that deep, as we've witnessed the first 2 starts, just 4.1 innings and then 3.2 in the one afterwards. So that could really mess up the entirety of the game for New York if you have to dip into your bullpen that early, whereas with the Blue Jays, they're already kind of planning for that. So that's why that's why I ultimately went for the full game with Toronto. But I think, look, anytime I'm taking the full game for the most part, Adam, I'm going to have support for the first 5 as well. That's where I would just generally lean. But you're right. I mean, there always is a scary threat with the Yankees on the other side, having those explosive bats that could just inevitably come to life. But being the final game of the series, Toronto's still a competent team. I feel good enough about them for the full game. Really quick, the Nationals just pulled the Mets. They got the run over to third. Next dude strikes out. So now 2 outs, runner on third. Yeah, we need a pass ball or something here, man.
Let's get it.
We got Ruiz, the 9-hitter at the plate.
I'm pulling for you. 9-hitter? That's all right. That's not great.
He couldn't even make contact. It was full count. He completely whiffed outside of the box. And now Ruiz grounds out to second. So the Mets hang on.
God, they even starting with the man in scoring position. That's rough.
Both of these teams just terrible. Nobody deserved to win it after those 2.
Nobody.
After those 2 half innings. What a joke. I'm mad about I'm mad at loss, but I'll take that bet most times. I'm fine with that. Just a little chump change there, and we got in a good position. So
I agree with
you.
That's
all you can ask for sometimes. But Yeah, going back to that matchup. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the full game versus first five, but I'd support either one.
Yeah, I think I would want. Let me see what the odds are, how they differ anyway, and I'll just look at one book. I'm not going to shop it around, but I mean the full must. So 122 on the full. These are plus money odds. 110 on the 5. Yeah, it makes sense to me. I think I would still take a stab at the first 5.
Sure.
And do it that way.
Yeah. Don't blame me, my man. I know we had Austin in the chat here. He already said Angels will find a way to lose. His Angels tonight. You have Soriano taking on Severino. I've got a player prop in this game, but I'll set the stage for the side here. The Angels are anywhere from about minus 116 to minus 120. You're getting about, at best, maybe plus 108 on the other side with the A's, plus 109. This is always, honestly, any game with the A's against like an average to below average team, it kind of, and obviously the A's or Angels, pardon me, are definitely below average, but it always kind of piques my interest because the A's are a feisty bunch. They lost the first spot in this series against Los Angeles 2-1, bounced back winning 14-6, then won again last night 6-5 in extras. Angels have lost their last 4 out of 5. The A's were losing game after game until they won those past 2. I'll let you take it here just to set up anything you may like, and then I'll jump into my prop. But yeah, Soriano versus Severino. Anything you would consider?
I would definitely consider Angels first 5. And I might feel differently if this thing was at Sacramento, but the fact that you're in LA in this case, again, pitching matchup. I just think that Soriano is, excuse me, I would say, I mean, is he considerably better than Severino? Not necessarily, but the early returns through the first month and a half of the year have been better. Have been better enough, if I can speak poorly, and that would have me investing in LA. Now, again, without even looking, I'll pull it up now. I'm going to assume your first 5 number is worse than your full for that very reason. But let's see, Angels minus 116 full. So let's guess. What's the first 5? Minus 125, 130? Let's see. Minus
127, minus
135.
Okay. See, I would have guessed that normally, but that seemed just so expensive for.
Well, and again, this is just one book. Like if I pull up, I'll just do one of the various sites that you can shop these things around. So, well, actually, it's not going to show me a first 5, so I take that back. But yeah, it's probably just looking at the pricing across the fulls. You probably won't see a much better number than the minus 135. So at that point, this again becomes a question of pricing. Is it worth 20 cents to you, and I'm rounding, to invest in the better pitcher for the first 5 innings versus a worse team, technically, record-wise, with the better starting pitcher for the full game? What do you think? I think for me, I'll say yes.
In this specific situation, I will agree with you because of how poor Severino's numbers are right now. 5 walks per 9 innings, 327 batting average of balls in play, home run to fly ball rate over 12%. His xERA is 447, his FIPS 460, his xFIPS 430. So the numbers are terrible all throughout. The A's bats are good enough to then beat up on this Angels team in the latter stages. But yeah, if the Angels are going to capitalize, it's got to be against Severino, or you're probably not going to do it whatsoever in this game. So yes, if you are adamant about the Angels at some capacity, I would agree that laying a bit more vig, or even laying the run line in the first 5 so you don't have to lay as much, would be the more viable approach in this specific spot.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I am fading Soriano, but it's not to say that I do think he has a bad night per se. I just think his strikeouts prop is a tad bit too high. 6.5 is available at him at minus 125. Now, again, you mentioned he's doing really well. 2.41 ERA, honestly, the only thing to pick apart is his expected ERA is at 4, but even then, that's not too shabby. Everywhere else, he's just been rock solid. So the reason that I'm fading him is that 6.5 just feels a bit too high, and it is too high. He hasn't cleared this number in the last 4 out of 5 starts. He's cleared it in half of his outings at 10, but again, lately he's kind of cooled off. And more importantly, the A's have been incredibly disciplined at the plate against righties. Over the past month, they have a 19% K rate. That's third in Major League Baseball. And that's remained consistent over the past couple of weeks, too. So it wasn't just a random spurt. It's been staying steady. And I think if this was 5.5, heck, if it was 6.5 with minus 145 to minus 150 to the under, we'd be having a different conversation. But it's not too bad of a price. And it's a mark he hasn't consistently gotten over against a disciplined team. So, yeah, I'm just going to sell high a bit on Jose Soriano, hoping that, hey, if you're taking the first 5, you know, he handles business well enough, but just not punching out the batters. He could find outs elsewhere. So that's all I got for this game.
So I'm looking up Michael Harris, just 2-run homer for Atlanta, by the way. So if you like the Braves, we shouted that out.
Jerry,
I'm looking up walk rates for teams. So the Athletics are sitting where? Oh, they're called Sacramento. That's dumb. 12th. So basically the middle of baseball, 3.73 per game. The reason I'm looking that up, Danny, is because if you look at Soriano's game log, the pitch count game to game is reasonably consistent. You know, it's a low of 84. It's a high of 106. Usually, you know, he's in and around 90, mid 90s. But you talked about, all right, so that first outing, actually, if you go all the way back, well, forget that. If we just look at the start of April, ignore the March starts. Back-to-back 10 strikeout games, Atlanta and Cincinnati, but he pitched 15 innings in those games. More recently, that game that you alluded to at Toronto, 7 strikeouts, so would have just cleared that prop line, but 7 2/3. In every other game, he didn't get out of the 6th inning.
Right.
And he had K totals of 6, 5, 6, 4, and 8. So the commonality there is that in all of those games where he doesn't pitch as long, he's wasting pitches on walking guys. 4 walks against San Diego, 3 walks against the White Sox, 3 walks against the White Sox again, 6 walks last time out against the Dodgers. That's why I was wondering how much the Athletics are going to walk, because I really like your play. I think the under 6.5 is the lean. There's no doubt about it. But what would hammer it home for me would be a belief that he's going to be limited to 5 and change or 6 innings because he's going to walk a few guys and he's just going to run out of pitches and they're going to pull him. If I think there's any threat of him going 7 innings in this game, then I would skew over 6.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no, I think that's a great point too. Just seeing that again, he hasn't gotten past 6, and I just got to hope that Oakland at least is keeping counts alive and racking up the pitch count. And again, 19% K rate over the past month. So that's really the biggest thing, even more so than just this number being high, which certainly plays a large part. But you know, the Athletics, I keep wanting to say Oakland, but they keep continuing to be disciplined at the plate. So certainly hope that persists tonight and that we get Angels first 5, but Soriano to stay under 6.5 strikeouts.
There you go.
Adam, we do have one more game. I know you mentioned this in a parlay. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks. I know you're going to hate me for this. And to be fair, after we've talked about it, I have gotten burned on it. But I am taking the Diamondbacks on the run line, even though they're the home team here.
Sure.
Played minus 104. So, hey, we're still on the same side. I'm just laying a little less because you got in the parlay. So you're saving a little bit and you got the boost as well. I'll keep it pretty simple here. I mean, Eduardo Rodriguez, his underlying numbers are terrifying at 448 for his expected ERA and xFIP's 430, but his ERA is still 253 at the end of the day. And he pitched really well at Coors Field last week, went 5.1 innings, 9 hits, but only 3 earned runs. His FIP was 0.86. I mean, that's an impressive showing at Coors Field. You get to face him again, and it's a Colorado lineup that against lefties over the past month, they're terrible. 74 weighted runs created plus, ISO 125, 659 OPS. Jerry's on the same side as me, baby. Let's go. Looks like it's going to be a bullpen effort from the Rockies. I got the D-backs on the run line minus 104, and you do have them in the parlay, right, with the boost?
So I have what I did, and again, this is just blind system logic. I've got a same game parlay of Diamondbacks first 5 money line, full game money line, put them together, and it's whatever, minus 160 or something like that. Now, if you're asking me to, remove the system from my brain and remove blind betting and all of that, there are 2 different ways that I would approach this game, or 2 different things that I would look at. The first thing that I would look at is I would say, I think any spot where the dog is plus 200 or greater, you almost have to invest in the money line on the underdog, because how often do we see that, right? Like we see the Dodgers as minus 270 favorites or whatever lose. It happens. It's baseball. It's a weird sport. So that's what I would go to first and look at. And in this case, doesn't apply. The Rockies at the best price is like plus 180, somewhere in that range. So then I'm going back and I'm saying, okay, so I'm not going to blind bet Colorado based on pricing. I obviously, excuse me, jeez. I obviously prefer Eduardo Rodriguez in the situation with Arizona and being home and all of these different things. Clearly, I think the Diamondbacks are the superior team, all of that. So what's the right way to bet them? I don't love the run line for home teams. We talk about that all the time, but I do think it's situational. If you're telling me I've got to lay like minus 130, minus 125 on the run line, then that to me, it just doesn't make sense. The juice is not worth the squeeze, as people like to say. Nor, by the way I am invested in this game, again, for the system, do I think investing in minus 160 is the right way to do it. I think that's dumb. I'm doing it again for the system because, by my own rules, I'm just following my own rules, but I do think it's dumb. If you can get Arizona, again, the superior team with the superior pitcher at home, by multiple runs at damn near even money, and it's minus 110 in a lot of places, but like you said, there's an isolated minus 104 out there. If I can get almost even money on that spot, yeah, I think it's the right bet. I think it's the smart bet. So I'm with you. I mean, that's the one I would place too. So we're aligned. I think it's the right play.
Love it, my friend. Yeah, Blue Jays money line plus 130, Soriano under 6.5 Ks, and Diamondbacks run line minus 1 in the hook, of course, at minus 104 is what I will be sweating out on the diamond. Adam, of course, supporting the D-backs, showed some love for the Angels on the first 5 as well. Adam, we got about 5 minutes. I want to squeeze in some hoops if you've got some action here. I've just got 2 props, but I want to leave it to you for this game too, between the Cavs and the Knicks. I mean, I know you're a big fan of the Knicks going into this game, and it's funny we were texting about it because I was coming back from volleyball, and I'm like, wow, the Cavs, I thought they'd be competitive. Of course, I didn't think they'd actually be leading, and Jalen Brunson was on another level, and you keep isolating James Harden. I mean, I went on a rant on the Fairway forecast yesterday. Not enough words could be said with how stupid and pathetic that was. Donovan Mitchell went missing, lethargic, just doesn't want to be the guy. How does this team respond, if at all, tonight?
It doesn't. At least that's my belief. Prove me otherwise, Cleveland. I tweeted this before the game was even over. I said 7.5 minutes, a playoff game on the road. You're up 22 points, and you lose, and then you get outscored 14-3 in overtime. Like, series over. You're done. It's cooked. Now, I'm not saying Cleveland can't or won't win a game. I'm not expecting a sweep. I have to believe this team, which has been, to its credit, very resilient throughout its 2 playoff rounds so far, that we're going to see some fight. You're going to see, you know, whatever, a 20-10 Mobley game. You're going to get a good Harden performance. You're going to get a couple of 30-point Mitchell games. Like, Cleveland's not going to go away quietly. You know, maybe it still goes 6 games or something. But yeah, after what we saw in game 1 in the last, let's call it 12 minutes, right? Between the end of the fourth into overtime, I will be shocked if Cleveland wins this series. So I think it's over. I think the Knicks have won. I don't know how you recover if you're Cleveland psychologically from what you just went through at Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, I don't, you know, like you asked me in terms of tonight, even though I think it's going to happen, you don't enter the game feeling this way if you're Cleveland, obviously. You can't go down 0-2. Like, you have to win this game. You got to bring it back home. You got to take back home court, all of that. I think 25.5, 26.5, even 27.5, wherever you're finding the number right now for Donovan Mitchell's points, I'd go over. This needs to be a 30-plus performance out of Donovan Mitchell. I would even consider, you know, laddering him to 35 to 40, you know, at smaller investments. Like, he needs to be the guy. Like Mobley, Allen, Merrill, Strus, Harden, like all these guys, they've got the ability to chip in, but you're constant. The guy that has to be consistent every game of this series for you to have a chance is Donovan Mitchell. So I'd go over on Mitchell's points. I would. If he's passive, you're screwed. And then I would lay it with the Knicks. I don't necessarily plan to. I just think that, well, I will have parlays that have Knicks money line. I think Knicks win. But in terms of I think the 6.5 is efficient enough to where I don't
5.5
want
now across them,
or 5.5. Yeah, you're right. That I don't really want to get involved, but if I was going to bet the spread, it would be laying it with the Knicks, not taking it with the Cavs.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, you're a massive basketball fan. Your team, unlike mine, has plenty of success over the years. What is the excuse for Donovan Mitchell completely disappearing at the end of the fourth quarter? James Harden taking some shots, I get it. But Sam Merrill is taking like clutch shots in the last 2 minutes. And Mitchell looks disinterested, lethargic. Maybe he's injured. Maybe, and we don't know about it. But how can that be explained? I really don't understand it, Adam.
Yeah, I don't think he's hurt, or at least I don't think he's any more hurt than anybody else. You know, like obviously nobody's 100% at this stage of the year, but he's not missing games. You know, he's not Jalen Williams, the hamstring. He's not Fox missing what he's, you know, dealing with what he's dealing with, or you know, Harper going down yesterday. Like, I think Mitchell, what you're seeing here, Danny, and like, this is why I've talked to you about this. I don't know how many times. Like, there are just some guys as bettors, you know, for those of us that love to parlay props or put builders together, or whatever, there are just some dudes that after, excuse me, I have the flu. If anybody is wondering, if you're just tuning in and you think, Jesus, this is unprofessional, know that I feel the same way. Okay. I'm powering through. We got 1 minute left. We're almost there. There are some guys that I just, like, they're off the list for me. Like, I can't trust them. The number of times that I have needed, going back a couple of years since I've done this more heavily, 15 points, you know, from Donovan Mitchell on a given night, a guy that averages damn near 30. It just doesn't reliably come, even when you think it should. And I realize I'm talking more often than not regular season games than I am playoff games. This is a totally different animal. And like you're saying, you can't especially, you can point to Kenny Atkinson not taking timeouts. You can point to, why is this guy taking shots? But yeah, like, if you're watching and you're like a hometown kid too, New York, you're watching the other team come back from down 22 against you in 7.5 minutes, take you to overtime, and then BTA, complete belt to ass situation in the extra session. Like, you got to attempt to take charge in that game. You got to attempt to do, even if it goes miserably, you got to at least try to force your way into something. And he didn't. There's an unpredictability, there's an unreliability to Donovan Mitchell's game that drives me effing bananas. And so I'm not saying, again, I would go over on his props tonight. I do think he's going to respond. But even just saying that, don't be surprised if he has 17 points tonight. You know what I mean? Like he's just, you can't count on him. And I'm not even obviously I'm not a Cleveland fan. I don't know if we have any Cavs fans in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Does anyone believe that Donovan Mitchell is the guy that you can truly build a winner around him? I don't see how you could feel that way.
Yeah, I completely agree. Jerry says you think that blown lead or the Pistons come back on the Magic was worse. I think the Cavs losing it because of the stage. And I mean, that was just abysmal.
Yeah.
So bad. So, and I assume you think the same there too. Yeah, I don't know how you recover from that. You had it, you blew it. Biggest stage for Harden and Mitchell. They couldn't do it. Adam, we got another person in the chat saying about the first half -2.5. I assume you would like that as well. If you like the Knicks for the full game, you would lean toward that -2 in the hook for the first half.
I would. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially being at home.
No
if this
doubt.
game were in Cleveland, I would almost go the other way. I would expect a faster start out of the Cavs. But no, in New York, I think Brunson and company keep doing what they're doing.
All right, I got 2 props I'll rifle off, and then we'll get out of here. As much as I am infuriated with Donovan Mitchell as well, I am taking him over 3.5 assists. Now, I took this the other night.
Playmaker.
He had only 3. Despite overtime, he still stayed there. But all postseason, his average has been like a little over 3 assists. Regular season was 4.5. So it's been underplayed a bit here. And, it's like -146. But his potential assists has been over 7 this postseason. He didn't get in the first game. Now you can get it at 3.5 again at -122. His potential assist for that game alone came out to over 9. So if he doesn't want to be the guy, you got to facilitate somehow. I'm going back to the well with Mitchell over 3.5 assists. And then the other play that I have on the side of New York, I got OG Anunoby over 14.5 points. He's averaging over 20 this postseason in 9 games. He's gone over in 7 out of 9 spots. I mean, he's shooting a ridiculous 59% from the floor, and he came back down to earth in game 1, 22%, just 2 of 9. Still ended up with 13 points, 8 of 10 from the charity stripe. So if he could still get to the free throw line and just shoot somewhat competently, I think he should be able to get over 14.5. So OG over 14.5, Mitchell over 3.5 assists. And honestly, I would just echo your entire sentiment about this game in terms of a side. I really find it hard psychologically to expect the Cavs to bounce back, and maybe they do and make it a game. I hope it's entertaining, but you don't deserve to win. And, things are just going to keep crumbling in a bad fashion from the way that you blew that game, unless Donovan Mitchell somehow steps up. But it remains to be seen if he even wants to do that. So
I hope it's at least fun to watch. Like, hopefully we get a fun game.
Right. That's all we can hope for. Hey, we got a pretty good game too from the Spurs and Thunder. I kind of thought it would be a little bit less entertaining than it was, but still a pretty good game. So Jerry in the chat, Mikal Bridges. I'm assuming you mean PRA, Knicks Moneyline. Yeah, the show before us, they like Mikal Bridges. So, we'll see what Bridges can do as well. See if Brunson's going to go off. That guy was on another planet in that final stretch. And we'll more importantly see if James Harden will not be guarding Jalen Brunson, which was also a insanely questionable decision for them to keep sticking him on there. But a lot to look forward to on this Thursday evening. Basketball, baseball. And we will be back again tomorrow to talk about that because Adam, like he said, assuming he's going to have a lot of action on the diamond, we'll discuss it on any given wager. And we will be recapping tonight's game, Eastern Conference Game 2, depending on what happens between Cleveland and New York. And we'll have Game 3 to look forward to between the Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But that's going to be a wrap for us. Adam, at Adam M. Kaufman on the tweets. Please get some rest, my man. We're going to need you tomorrow locked and loaded, baby.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'll get my bets in and go to bed.
That's right. Yeah, get that NyQuil pumping, and then
that's
you'll
right.
Be ready to go. But he is Adam Kaufman, ladies and gentlemen. I am Danny Burke. What's that?
I said enjoy softball.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, we were setting the line while you were getting your camera coordinated. So I set it at the run line for us. We're missing some guys. It's 3.5, I think, in favor of us. Total, I put it 13.5. So I'll be sure to
minus 3.5 because you're missing guys. That's a cocky line right there.
Hey, we're like back-to-back champs. We've had this team since since high school. So we got a good group together, but we are
Love
missing
that.
a couple studs.
Love that. That's awesome.
Prince Jazz says thanks. Thank you guys for chiming in the chat. Over 4,600 of you chiming in. It's been a great show. A lot of fun, a lot of action-packed info dished out. Thanks to the crew before. Thanks to Adam. And again, thanks to all of you. So enjoy the rest of your night. It's been another edition of Off the Bump. Best of luck with your wagers. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
What you know about rolling down in the